Marymount 52-34 with 17-11 to go in the second half. Broncos 9-1 record in WCC is their best start in conference play since the 1994-1995 season. And on the road in San Diego, Oregon State beat San Diego 78-76 in overtime. Oregon State now 5-6 in the WCC and 12-12 overall. Oregon State shoots 38.5% for three, but makes 3 of its 6 shots in the extra basketball that was played. That's a quick look at WCC basketball. Can Gonzaga establish momentum early in the first of 2 games against St. Mary's this season? Well, Tom Hudson and Adam Morrison are back at McCarthy Athletic Center to continue taking us up to tip-off. Guys?
Wyatt, thanks so much. Gonzaga women make the short trip down to Washington State tonight. They'll be playing the Cougs. We'll get you some updates from down in Pullman coming up. They are coming off an overtime win at San Francisco. So, meanwhile, Mo, we get back here, and we talk about styles making fights. Let's look at this one tonight a little bit. The Zags are most likely going to have to play some small ball tonight. This Graham's not going to be able to play 40 minutes. Those big guys, right? Andrew McKeever, who's having a breakout year. He's 7'3", 285 pounds. Harry Wessels is 7'1", 280. Pros and cons, advantages and disadvantages on both sides.
Well, obviously the rebounding aspect is going to be a question for us without Braden Huff and then Graham Ike, limited or what have you. He's healthy, but that's going to be a question for us. But the pros for us is, okay, let's space you out. Let's run the floor, and let's see if we can force you to guard us out on the perimeter, which is our strength now. Our perimeter depth has been terrific all season. The cons are, can we box out? Can we rebound? Harry Wessels, even he scored 5 points a game. He can make a jump hook. He can, catch it. Morales is going to be a tough matchup for anybody. It's not, who do you think he's going to guard him? Jalen Worley, right?
Yep.
Right? Or then maybe I wouldn't even.
Maybe some Tyon.
Tyon. I would try Davis on him too. Just gangly, run around freshman. Doesn't care. You know what I mean? Like that type of deal. So I think there's just like you said, the styles are so different. Who can employ their style matters most, especially this year without Braden Huff in the game.
So Gonzaga getting ready to take on St. Mary's here at the McCarthy Athletic Center. The Bulldogs 9-0 in West Coast Conference play. The Gales are right behind, sitting at 8-1. Well, Numerica Credit Union, money answers for people who know Gonzaga does in fact exist. Plus, show your Bulldog pride with your Zags debit card offered only at Numerica, federally insured by NCUA. We're going to take a quick break. We come back. We're going to hear from Bulldogs head coach Mark Few. The Zags and the Gales get ready to go in Spokane. Round 1 of 2 regular season WCC matchups. Back after this, you're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from Learfield.
No matter where life takes you, it's never been easier to keep your home connected and protect what matters most with the latest tech from the Home Depot. Smart cameras and floodlights give you peace of mind and help you stay aware from anywhere. Do life safer when you shop top brand home security, always at our everyday low prices. Smart homes start here. The Home Depot. How doers get more done.
The new year brings new health goals and wealth goals. Protecting your identity is an important step. Your info is in endless places that could expose you to identity theft, leading to lost funds. LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Resolve to make identity health and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Right now at the Home Depot, you can stock up on storage solutions to fit your needs, like the Husky heavy-duty shelving with weight capacity up to 2,500 pounds per shelf, so it can handle all of your garage organization needs, your power tools, or your weightlifting set, if that's what you're into. Because the right storage system for you should fit what you need it to. Right now, get up to 20% off select online storage solutions that can handle anything you throw at them, on them, or in them at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
With 10 extravagant indulgences for $3 or less, Taco Bell's new Lutz Value Menu makes you feel Lutz. As their official Lutziers, I help when it makes you feel too Lutz. Because you don't have to call the delectable new mini taco salad an hors d'oeuvre. The beefy potato loaded griller isn't bruleed, it's grilled. And the crispy new salted caramel churros are just as good if you don't put your pinky up. So don't let the Lutz go to your head. Try Taco Bell's new $3 or less Lutz Value Menu today. At participating Taco Bell stores while supplies last. Price of participation vary. Tax extra.
Mark, just another gritty effort. They're not going to be pretty when you're undersized and you're undermanned, but finding ways to win is what counts. And I thought it's been a week, but a heck of an effort against San Francisco to stay undefeated.
Yeah, it really was. And, obviously shorthanded and not only shorthanded, but with, the team preparing for us to be shorthanded. I think that was the first time for that. So, hey, the guys battled and saw something totally different. San Francisco chose to go small and switch all their stuff. So that really kind of turned both teams into, kind of doing the same things, and baskets were hard to come by. But hey, we forged out to a 12 or 14 point lead there and didn't quite finish it, not quite, but we didn't finish it the way we wanted to. Gave up a couple of threes and had a complete empty possessions. But hey, this time of year you take the win, and especially I'm just so proud of that group, kind of powering through all the adversity, having really, really good players sitting out.
And you've got Graham back tonight. Hopefully that'll be a big one, because this is a big, strong physical team we're seeing tonight. Yeah,
this is a huge team. They're always got great size, but they're especially big this year. So we definitely need Graham, and obviously just the scoring punch, and then just the ability to play off of him. And he draws a lot of attention, which I think will help some of our other players.
And, Coach, when you look at St. Mary's, obviously, we talk about the defense, talk about the rebounding, but offensively, they're scoring it more than they have in 15 years. They're doing a really good job.
Yeah, they're much, much better offensively this year. Play a little bit faster. We'll take threes earlier in the clock. And then their shooting percentages from the three perimeter players are great. And then I don't remember them having such an aggressive, entity like Morauskas. I mean, he's got a little bit of Adam Morrison in him. He's catching and ripping and going and trying to draw fouls, and he's on. So we're going to run a bunch of different guys at him, and that'll be a big key. And then, but also typical St. Mary's, they're so good on the glass, man. They really are. And so blocking out those big dudes will be a big task.
All right, Coach, thanks a lot. Yep. Quick break. Back right after this. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from Learfield.
Steel deals are happening now. From instant savings on select power tools to free battery offers on some of our most popular battery sets, you can enjoy great deals and do it all with Steel battery. For more details, shop online or in-store at your local Steel dealer. Offer valid for a limited time only on select items of participating dealers while supplies last.
Hey fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Anyone who works for themselves has the toughest boss on the planet. A real taskmaster with no respect for nights or weekends. Still, it doesn't have to be lonely at the top. Wheatland Bank makes running a business seamless with a careful mix of personal service, deep resources, and the latest tech. After all, you're only human. Unlike that bully whose name's on the door, you're 5-star Wheatland Bank. Relationships you can count on.
Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
At Papa Murphy's, we hand make delicious pizza from scratch every day so that you can bake it to perfection in your oven just the way you like it. Introducing Stuffed Mondays. Every Monday, get any large stuffed pizza for only $16.99. That's over 4 pounds of pizza, fresh from your oven. Enough to feed the whole family. Papa Murphy's Stuffed Mondays. They make great pizza so you can make the pizza great. Offer available in store only. Call ahead to order.
On the Gonzaga Sports Network, tip-off is just moments away. Now let's go courtside. Alongside Adam Morrison, here's the voice of the Zags, Tom Hudson.
For the last time in West Coast Conference play, the 6th-ranked Gonzaga Bulldogs will play host to the St. Mary's Gales. Gonzaga making its way to the Pac-12 next year, and the Zags hoping to pick up a win here after losing back-to-back games on the home floor against these Gales. St. Mary's sits at 8-1. The Bulldogs, the lone undefeated team in the WCC standings at 9-0 as we get ready for tonight's tilt. Tom Hudson, Adam Morrison with you here at the McCarthy Athletic Center. Although the Kettle Club is absolutely hopping, you can feel the energy, you can feel the electricity. This game means something, not just because it's the top of the league standings. You feel it's the fact that it's the last one that we're going to play against them in Spokane in the WCC. And obviously for the Bulldogs, getting Graham Ike back, there's some excitement there. There's a lot of stuff going on as we approach tip-off in Spokane.
Yeah, there's a lot to play for. But like you said, the finale at Plain St. Mary's in this building, it's got a different feel to it. It's going to be a fun atmosphere. The students have absolutely been terrific so far. I got goosebumps. Let's go.
27th year head coach Mark Few, 25th year head coach Randy Bennett, standing at center court with smiles, talking, shaking hands. Wouldn't have seen that a decade ago, but seeing it here tonight as the two longtime coaches, two of the longest tenured head coaches at the respective schools, still coaching in college basketball, get ready to lead their teams here tonight in Spokane. So the Bulldogs come in riding a 14-game win streak. St. Mary's is 19-3 on the season, blown out by Vanderbilt in the championship game in the Bahamas, a 1-point loser to Boise State, and then they dropped a 6-point decision at Santa Clara. As the Zags, meanwhile, 21-1, still the only blemish on their record, the loss in Las Vegas to the Michigan Wolverines. Zags have dominated the series. 82 wins against 37 losses, 58-17 under Mark Few. The Bulldogs have won 21 of the last 24 regular season titles outright. They shared 3 of them with St. Mary's. St. Mary's has won 3 championships outright, including the last 2. Should be a heck of a matchup here for the Zags and St. Mary's. Got the one here tonight, and then we'll wrap up the regular season in Moraga against the Gales on February the 28th. We are going to take a quick break here in Spokane. When we come back, it's almost time for basketball. We've got our starting lineups, Mo's keys to the game, and our opening tip. That's all coming up after this timeout. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog Basketball from Learfield.
Hey fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Look, I'm not going to tell you have to have a Camus Rewards card when you come to Northern Quest. You don't. You don't have to earn points on every dollar you spend here or enjoy prize entries, dining discounts, pre-sale concert tickets, and so on. Heck, you don't even have to receive free cash money for doing what you already do here. After all, free country, right? Camus Rewards for all the ways you play.
Support Gonzaga basketball through NIL. Zags Collective is the leading NIL collective supporting Zags student athletes through name, image, and likeness. Zags Collective creates opportunities for student athletes to engage with the community and grow their brand. Plus, you get access to autograph sessions, exclusive events, and more. Become a member today. Go to ZagsNILCollective.com and get started.
Not to brag or anything, but Arby's new $7.99 meat in 3 box is kind of a big deal. The other guys give you just one side. We give you 3 sides. Not to brag. You get a meaty sandwich, curly fries, mott sticks, a sweet treat, and a drink. All for just $7.99. It's more meal for your money. More meal for your money. More meal for your money. Where'd that come from?
Arby's, we have the meat. At participating Arby's for a limited time.
We are back at the McCarthy Athletic Center, a beautiful rendition of our national anthem. Kyrie Hertz doing the honors tonight in just an electrifying atmosphere here in Spokane. Tom Hudson, Adam Morrison with you here, getting ready to go. Let's take a look at our starting lineups for the 6th-ranked Zags, 9-0 in West Coast Conference play. And the 8-1 St. Mary's Gales receiving votes in both polls this week. First for the visitors from Moraga, California. The starting point guard is going to be Joshua Dent, the 6'3", 390-pounder. Another one of those Randy Bennett stories. Didn't play a lot last year behind Marcelonis, but has taken over as the starting point guard, averaging 13.5 points and 5.5 assists per game. Also logging heavy minutes coming off a stretch where he did not come out of the game for 4 consecutive basketball games. He'll log heavy minutes again tonight. Mikey Lewis, the sophomore out of Oakland, 6'3", 185-pounder, will start alongside Dent in the backcourt. He's averaging 13 points a game. Huge game against the Zags here last year in the upset win. He went 5 of 7 from behind the three-point line as a freshman and scored 18 points. Also in the starting lineup, Dylan Shaw, the 6'7", 205-pounder out of Northridge, California, a top 100 recruit. He's averaging 7.5 points per game, shoots 43% from behind the three-point line. On the front line, we're going to see Paulius Morauskas, the Lithuanian, 6'8", 235-pounder, a transfer from Arizona, the leading scorer in the West Coast Conference. He is having an MVP caliber season, 19.3 points, 7.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists per game. In the middle, it'll be the big fella out of Australia, Harry Wessels, the only senior on the roster, 7'1", 280 pounds, 5 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists per game. He had a huge block against the Bulldogs last year in securing the win in Moraga as St. Mary's swept the Zags in the regular season last year. For the Bulldogs, Braden Smith gets the start at the point, the 6', 170-pounder out of Seattle, averaging 6 points and 4.5 assists per game. He'll be joined in the starting backcourt by Emmanuel Inocente, the 6'5", 198-pounder out of the Ivory Coast. Manny scoring 4.9 points per contest for the Zags. Adam Miller, part of that 3-guard starting lineup, the 6'3", 200-pounder out of Peoria, Illinois. Trying to get things going offensively, averaging 7.3 points per game, did not score in the win over San Francisco. This will be his 10th start of the season. On the front line for the Bulldogs, Jalen Worley gets the starting nod, the 6'7", 205-pounder, having a huge season for the Bulldogs, averaging 7.5 points, 5.5 rebounds, 2 assists per game, but the stats don't say it all, as he has done a little bit of everything for the Bulldogs, coming off a 19-point performance in the win over San Francisco last week. And back after a 3-game absence, Graham Ike, the 6'9", 250-pounder out of Aurora, Colorado, coming back from the right ankle injury. The Zags' leading scorer, 18.1 points per game, nearly 9 rebounds a contest. He has 11 double-doubles on the year. Bulldogs going to need his inside presence here tonight. Lewis, Wessels, Dent, Shaw, and Morauskas, the starting 5 for St. Mary's. It'll be Smith, Inocente, Worley, Miller, and Ike for the Zags. Mo, what does Gonzaga need to do to end this 2-game home losing streak to the St. Mary's Gales?
Pace. The first thing we got to get out and run. St. Mary's is a terrific half-court defensive team last year. They controlled the pace. They won 2 out of the 3. We won the most important one, but they controlled the pace. Second, we got to shoot the ball well. 3-point shooting, 3 of 18 against USF. If we go 6 of 18, we get out of there with an easy win. We got to shoot the ball well tonight. Third, most important, you have to rebound the basketball against St. Mary's. You cannot get pushed around. You have to be ready for a bloodbath inside. You have to control the glass.
Let's look at our keys to the game. St. Mary's plus 11 on the glass this year. That's 7th best in NCAA basketball. The Bulldogs also top 15 in that category at 10.5. They were out-rebounded for the 3rd time this season, -4 in the win over San Francisco last week. The Gales come out of their huddle wearing their road red uniforms with Gales across their chest, blue and white trim, their names in blue on the backs of the uniforms. Gonzaga, meanwhile, going with the traditional white uniforms with the blue and red trim. Gonzaga across the chest, the names in blue on the backs of the uniforms. Our officials for tonight's game, as Mo mentioned, a veteran crew, Greg Nixon, Darren George, Michael Greenstein, for this showdown here in Spokane. The Bulldogs move right to left in the first 20 minutes of action here in an energized McCarthy Athletic Center, final game of a 3-game homestand for the Bulldogs. Zags huddled for one final conversation before they take the floor. Graham Ike going to jump center for the Zags. Doing the honors for St. Mary's will be the 7'1" Australian, Harry Wessels. Ike wearing the white headband as he has done throughout his career. Dancing around a little bit like a heavyweight fighter. Again, missed 3 games, injured the ankle down in Pullman. Zags went 3-0 in that stretch. Ball is in the air. Wessels controls the opening tip in the backcourt to the point guard, Dent, and we are underway. Dent picks up his dribble, short pass, Morauskas between the circles. Hands it off. Now Lewis has it. Lewis, the sophomore, gets a screen from Wessels, dribbles to the left wing, cut off by Smith. Pass to Wessels, top of the key, hand back. They look to Wessels on the pick and roll. Shot misses badly. Worley with the rebound. Jalen, quick outlet to Smith. Zags flying down the floor. Here's Innocente now. Drives, reverses, misses, and the rebound goes to Morauskas. Yeah, a little too much juice in the building there as Dent brings it across half court, forcing Innocente into that ill-advised shot. The freshman, Shaw, has a top 100 recruit. Now Dent in front of us here at the scorers table. The left-handed dribble. Another one of those kids they've developed. Little crossover Innocente, drives and kicks out to Morauskas. Morauskas defended by Worley, top of the key. Dribbles to the right wing. Now takes him to the baseline. Little fadeaway jumper is up and in.
Pretty good defense. It's a tough 16-footer on the baseline. Like you said, he's going to be a tough matchup. Morauskas all night.
Coach Few talked about it. He compared him to you a little bit, Mo. Maybe the most offensively free player that Randy Bennett's ever had. They're really letting him go to work.
Let him go to work.
Innocente off the EK screen, drives, picks up his dribble, bounces it to Graham. Graham going to work. Pull up, little one-hander, rattles around and drops. 2-2 is our score. A little defensive miscommunication there. Graham has scored it over the much smaller Dylan Shaw. Into the front court, Dent gets a screen from Morauskas. Keeps dribble live between the circles. Wessels sets a screen for him now. Dent driving. Tries to bounce a pass in the corner and knocked out of bounds by Smith. So Joshua Dent, 3.5 minutes, 0.6 points per game last year. He's playing 36 minutes, averaging 13.5 this season, Mo. Just
wait in the wings and get prepared, and he's had a terrific season so far.
Dent inbounding on the far sideline, Lewis. Lewis drives, not shooting as many threes this year. He's turned into a little more of a driver. Couldn't get to the rim there. Back out to Morauskas. 6 seconds to shoot. Morauskas drives, pushes off, throws it up, wouldn't go down. Wessels tips it out. Lewis comes away with it. He'll fire a straightaway 3. That's off the mark. Innocente has the rebound for the Bulldogs. Innocente up the right sideline. Miller trying to drive. Lewis body bumps him and is whistled for the first personal foul of the night.
Quick outlet, get it up the floor. We talked about it at length. St. Mary's is such a good half-court defensive team. If you can get slight advantages by pushing the basketball, with either the dribble or the pass, you must do it.
Smith will inbound on the baseline. Far side of the floor. 2-2 our score. 2 minutes gone by here at the Kennel. Smith inbounds in the far corner. It's Miller with it. Back out to Smith at the three-point line. Braden retreats with the dribble. Screen from Ike. Dribbles to the top of the key. Pull-up jumper from the free throw line. Won't go down, but a whistle and a foul against St. Mary's. Well, closing out was Dent.
Yeah, it was Dent on the trail. He went over the screen. St. Mary's does not like the trap. They like to plug with their bigs on the ball screen coverage, so you're going to have that type of situation with the drop coverage. Smith going to the free throw line. Bad foul by Dent.
If there is one thing, I talked about it earlier. He had a stretch. He played 192 consecutive minutes, 4 complete games. He played 32 against Oregon State before they took control of that game. They don't really have a true backup at the point, though.
You can obviously get him in foul trouble, but they train their guys to play without fouling as well. I mean, and he'll play guys with 3 fouls in the first half. We've seen it a million times.
Braden makes both free throws. Zags have their first lead of the night. It's 4-2. Dent bringing the ball up the floor under pressure from Innocente. Gets it across half court, passes it to Shaw. The freshman out of Southern California picks up his dribble. Back out to Dent just inside of half court. Refuses a screen, weaves his way into the paint, passes back out looking for Lewis, and he throws it out of bounds. Gonzaga basketball.
Good defense by our guys up top, especially Innocente, to get over top of those multiple middle ball screens with Dent. They're trying to get you to overhelp, so you have to have your guard be tough enough to get over the top and then get back in front.
Smith into the front court, hands it off to Miller. Miller to the free throw line with the dribble. A little one-hander, rattles around, won't go down, but Ace is there, tips it back in, 6-2 Zags.
Way to follow his shot. Again, Wessels in a drop coverage. You're going to get a 15-footer opportunity all night on the ball screen actions.
Dent across half court again under heavy pressure from Innocente. To Morauskas, couple dribbles, hands it off to Shaw, back to Dent at 30 feet. The screen from Wessels passes back for Shaw. The freshman will fire. The three is no good, and Achente clears the glass for the Zags. Manny with his head up fires a pass down the floor to Smith. He's slowed down by Dent to Ike trailing. He'll catch and shoot. The three is good. All net. Zags 9, Gales 2.
Good job by Graham of trailing the play. Great start offensively for Gonzaga. Shooting 60%.
There's Dent to the right wing with the dribble. Pass back out. Morauskas fires a three straight away. It's good to silence the crowd.
Yes, good communication. We went with Dent on the ball screen. You got to play the pick and pop.
Miller drives the other way, scores it, and he's fouled. Rolls in off the back iron. Ace Miller, after going scoreless against San Francisco, has a couple of early buckets. He's headed to the free throw line, and for St. Mary's, Dent picks up his second personal foul.
That's a big call, obviously. Talked about how many minutes he plays. He's the quarterback for this team at the point guard position. But again, throw the ball ahead, pace of play. Good job by Gonzaga. Gotten two or three layup opportunities at the rim by just simply running the floor.
Miller comes up short. Rebound is tipped into the St. Mary's bench. It's saved by Worley, but Dent comes away with it. Dent stays on the floor with those two fouls. Checking in is Liam Campbell, young man out of Meridian, Idaho. Smith defends Dent out top. Wessels comes to set his screen. Dent picks up his dribble, passes in the corner. Campbell, three-point shooter, fakes the three, dribbles into the paint, spins back on Innocente, forces one, a whistle, and a terrible foul call. Well, Campbell had no business getting up that shot, Mo. That's a play on, in my opinion. A bailout call. Manny picks up his first.
Yeah, I think he stayed level. He was in the cylinder. Not getting the replay yet, but that was absolute bailout.
Campbell, a redshirt freshman, averaging 5.5 points a game. Not getting an opportunity to see replay just yet as he makes the first free throw. Campbell ready for his second. That one is also good. He's 78% at the line. St. Mary's leads the country. 81% free throw shooting as a team. Zags lead at 11-7. Smith dribbling on the right perimeter. Pass over to Innocente. Now on the left sideline for Miller. Miller out top to Ike. Graham holding at the top of the key. Dribbles it once. Gives it away to Worley. Worley on the left wing with dribble. Gets a screen from Ike. Dribbles to the right wing. Can't get up a shot nor a pass. Spinning around on Wessels. Finds Innocente coming across the lane. His shot comes up short. Gales with the rebound. Dent long pass up the floor. Shaw has it driving. Leaves it for Wessels. Wessels pushed from behind and will head to the free throw line. Good start for the Zags. St. Mary's not going away. 11-7 is our score at our first official timeout. 15 minutes, 30 seconds to play in our first half here in Spokane. We're back after this. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from Learfield.
Marsh McLennan Agency is a proud sponsor of Gonzaga Sports. When it comes to insurance, how hard does your team really work for you? At Marsh McLennan Agency, we do the shopping for the right insurance carrier, ensuring you get the right coverage tailored to your needs. Our local experts are dedicated to providing personalized service backed by the resources of Marsh, the global leader in insurance. Visit MMANorthwest.com and get started on finding a better insurance coverage for you. Go Zags!
Not to brag or anything, but Arby's new $7.99 meat and 3-box is kind of a big deal. The other guys give you just one side. We give you 3 sides. Not to brag. You get a meaty sandwich, curly fries, mott sticks, a sweet treat, and a drink. All for just $7.99. It's more meal for your money. More meal for your money. More meal for your money. Where'd that come from?
Arby's, we have the meat.
At participating Arby's for a limited time.
Living a healthy, happy life is built on a foundation of good habits, wholesome foods, plenty of sleep, regular exercise, and for women, a breast cancer risk assessment by age 25, and annual screening mammograms beginning at 40. Our convenient Spokane area locations make scheduling your mammogram easy. Schedule your exam today. Call 509-455-4455 or visit www.inlandimaging.com/appointments.
You're listening to Gonzaga basketball from Learfield. Let's go back courtside. Once again, alongside two-time NBA champion Adam Morrison. Here's the voice of Gonzaga basketball, Tom Hudson.
4.5 minutes gone by here in Spokane. The Zags have an early 11-7 lead over visiting St. Mary's. Get the Gales' last trip here as a member of the West Coast Conference. Zags headed to the Pac-12 next year. And Mo, so far, the excitement, the energy, the hype, it's all been pretty good.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. 4-7 for the Zags, getting up and down the floor. Just good pace, right? As we talked about it at the start of the game, you got to have a good pace, got to establish it early. Obviously, extremely early in the basketball game into the first media timeout, but you want to be able to get offensive opportunities, not in the half court necessarily. Obviously, you got to execute against this team, and they're good at transition, but if you can sneak some angles, some throw aheads, great foul situations. Dent picked up his second, right, in transition where he's off balance, he's sprinting back. It always bodes well against a really good St. Mary's team.
Zags come out of the huddle with their 5 starters: Smith, Miller, Inocente, Warley, and Ike. And we've got William Campbell on the floor in place of Mikey Lewis. Outside of that, the other 4 starters on there. It was funny looking at Joshua Dent after putting up that second foul. He looked over Randy Bennett when they sent Campbell. He looked at Randy Bennett and was like, who, me? Like, you're really going to take me out of the game? He was like, nope, not yet, we're not. And Mo, do you go after him? He's a point guard. It's interesting,
absolutely.
Right? You go right at him.
You go right at him, and hopefully you can get him to switch in some situations and maybe post him up, or you just go right at him, on the ball screen coverages, and he has to be really careful to not commit a defensive foul trying to get over the top of the screen.
Wessels, the 65% free throw shooter, makes them both 11-9 Gonzaga on top. Smith off an Ike screen. Gets another one from Graham, gets to the right wing, bounces to Graham, and a little pick and roll shot off the mark. Inocente flies in and rips it away from Wessels. Zags get another crack at it. Smith between the circles. Defended by Dent, gets a screen from Ike. Dribbling, passing back to Ike. High post, right side, defended by Wessels. Retreats the dribble, shoots a little 17-footer, and hits it. Well, we've seen that from Graham a couple of times, just knocking down crazy shots. Bulldogs by 4.
I guess I got to stop rolling my eyes. He's made a ton of those this season, but it's not a great shot.
Dent to Morauskas, trying to get around Worley, denied. Now calling for the clear out. Back in Jalen down. Smith fakes a double team. Kick back out. Campbell. Repost. They feed Morauskas. Double team comes. He fades away. Misses the shot. Miller tips it to keep it alive. Smith comes away with the basketball. 1-on-2. Braden into the front court. Driving on Dent. Shot rattles around and pops out. And Wessels, though, can't save it. Gonzaga's going to keep possession. I'd like to see Braden, and obviously it's hard, have some realize that Dent has those 2 personal fouls.
Yeah.
Go at him.
Dent did a good job of staying level, though, and staying vertical. That's a good shot, too. That was just a tough break. I like that attack. But, again, put him in ball screen coverages, anything where he's going to really have to think about committing that 3rd personal foul.
Zags going to the bench. Grant Foster in, catches the pass from St. Superi. Davis Fogel is also on the floor for the Zags. Ike hands it off to Mario. Mario turns the corner, hop step into the paint, kick out right side, Worley. Jalen, 3-point line, hand off to Fogel, sets a screen for Davis. Davis dribbles to the top of the key. Left side pass, Grant Foster. 4 seconds to shoot. Shaw bumps him off balance. Grant Foster dribbles into the corner, misses the 3, and checking in for the first time is Andrew McKeever, the sophomore out of Livermore, California, who grabs the rebound. He's a big one. All of 7'2", 285 pounds. He's averaging 8.4 points, 9.5 rebounds a game. Morauskas fakes the 3, now trying to go to work. Taking Worley across the paint, off balance shot, comes up short. McKeever tries to tip it in, he can't. St. Superi comes away with it. Bounce in the front court for Fogel. Davis on the run, gets to the rim and scores. Zags lead at 15-9.
And another transition basket. Throw it ahead.
Dent into the front court, left-handed dribble, far side of the floor, defended by St. Superi. Morauskas calls for it. Check that. That's McKeever with it. McKeever defended by Ike. Spins into him, shoots, misses. Rebound goes to Fogel. Had it poked away by St. Superi, and Ike comes away with the basketball. Graham into the front court with the dribble. Pulls up, fires another 3. That one's off the back iron. Worley tips the rebound to Fogel, but a foul is going to go against St. Mary's.
Morauskas on the hold on the tip rebounding position. Good job by Worley getting an extra possession.
Morauskas picks up his first, and we're going to see Ismaila Dujana. He's in for Ike. Graham with 7 points in his return to the lineup. And now we're going to see Joshua Dent get a rare breather. Rory Hawk, another Australian, comes into the lineup. He's averaging 2.6 points per game. Pass in the backcourt from Worley to St. Superior. Mario dribbles to his left, hands it off in the front court to Fogel. Gets a screen from DeJana, dribbling right side. Campbell defends him. Pass over to Grant Foster. Quickly over to St. Superior. Fakes the three, drives, cut off. Pass in the corner, Worley. 7 seconds to shoot. Jalen gives it up to St. Superior. Dribbling on the wing on the right side. Bounce back to Worley on the pick and roll. He finishes through contact. The foul. Jalen's headed to the free throw line. Zags lead is 17-9.
Great side DHO action right there. Caught St. Mary's sleeping, so the slip pass was there. Great finish by Worley as well. I like the pace offensively so far, Huddy. It's just been more crisp than we've seen in the last 3 games. Obviously had some time to figure out playing a little bit more small ball. Much more crisp and concise.
McKeever whistled for his first personal foul. Worley to the free throw line. It's on the way. Won't go down. The score remains 17-9. Zags 2 out of 4 early from the free throw line. Hawk into the front court with left-handed dribble. Gives it up to Shaw, the freshman. Bounce from Morauskas, defended by Worley, trying to back him down, poked away by Jalen. It's out of bounds, and it'll be St. Mary's basketball with 16 seconds to shoot.
Morauskas is a terrific player. He's got 5 early points, but I really like this matchup defensively. Worley's deceptively long, great hands. Obviously a tough kid. He's not going to get back down easily.
And down from the corner in front of the Kettle Club, they get it into Hawk. Hawk gets a screen from McKeever, dribbles to his left. DeJana cuts him off there. Back out to Morauskas. 8 seconds to shoot. Morauskas again calling for the clear out. Wants to go to work on Worley. Jalen standing him up strong. 2 seconds to shoot. Morauskas backing him down. Poked away by Worley. It's out of bounds. Gale's ball with 1 second on the clock. Yeah, we're going to have a substitution. I think Randy Bennett is going to give Morauskas some leeway, but Mo, maybe not that much.
Yeah, it's too much dribbling. I mean, obviously, it's a lot of one-on-one. They usually don't run that much one-on-one. They kind of swing it around and make you make decisions on simple actions.
Montes Uzanis checks in, another Lithuanian on the roster. Hawk looks to inbound, gets it in the corner. Campbell's 3 is blocked. Shot clock violation. Davis Fogel closing out late, and it's Gonzaga ball leading by 8.
Good job by him. There's multiple kind of curl actions, staggers from the baseline OB side. Good recovery by Fogel.
That'll be Worley who brings the ball up the floor. Uzanis will pick him up defensively. Worley to the front court, gets a screen from DeJana, who runs right over the defender and is called for the illegal screen.
Good call by the officials. Got to be set.
And an easy one too, right, Mo?
It's not even an argument from any of the Gonzaga staff or players.
Hawk brings the ball across half court. St. Superior all over him. Gets a screen from McKeever, picks up his dribble, right sideline pass Shaw, looks down low from McKeever, stolen from behind by Worley. Jalen weaving his way up the floor, finds Grant Foster, spinning into the paint, shot is up and in! A beautiful finish for Grant Foster. Zags by 10, 12 minutes left in the first half.
I don't know how he made that shot, but yet again, Huddy, a throw ahead offensively.
All sorts of defensive pressure from the Zags. Shaw on the drive, pulls up from the right wing and banks it in. A tough finish. 19-11, Gonzaga on top. I don't know how Tyon didn't get an and one down there either. Campbell cracked him in the face as Tyon went by. Grant Foster again drives, kicks it out to Worley. Worley fakes right, drives left, back out to St. Superior at the three-point line. Mario, a couple of dribbles, keeps it alive out there. Now retreats, waits for a screen from Worley. Dribbles to the left wing, bounces back to Jalen. Jalen fakes the shot, leans in with the left and finishes.
Simple move, comes to a jump stop, up fake, pivots through the Red Sea of St. Mary's players. That was a beautiful, simple, fundamental play.
Hawk brings it across half court. St. Superior all over it. He gets a screen, splits the defenders, drives, flips it up and in. Nice finish by Hawk.
Yeah, great finish.
Known as a three-point shooter, but got right to the rim and laid it in.
Up and under around Worley midair. That was a beautiful finish.
Right side of the floor, it's Grant Foster out to Worley. Now left side, Fogel. Fogel fakes right, drives left on Campbell. Cut off on the baseline, keeps dribble live into the paint. Hop step, little fade away, comes up short. The rebound is saved by St. Mary's. Hawk quickly into the front court with it. Dribbling the three-point line, gets it up to Campbell. Campbell looks down low, McKeever. McKeever spins baseline at DeJohn, back to his right, now to his left again, throws it up and misses. Ball tipped out. Gonzaga comes away with it, Worley into the front court. Dale's back defensively. Jalen loses the handle on the dribble, has to flip it over to Grant Foster. Screen from DeJohn, bounce pass looking for Fogle. The ball is out of bounds, and I believe it is not touched by St. Mary's. It's going to be Gale Ball when we come back after this timeout. 10 minutes, 11 seconds to play in our game's first half. Gonzaga 21, St. Mary's 13. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from their field.
All white chicken meat breaded in tortilla chips. They're Taco Bell's crispy chicken nuggets. Pretty different than the nuggets you're used to. Haters will say, that's not the classic nugget. Haters are right. Haters will love them anyways. Oh, and they come with Hidden Valley Ranch, another classic. But we mixed it up with Diablo. They can't hate that. I mean, they can, but they won't. Crispy chicken nuggets from Taco Bell. A brand new classic. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only while supplies last.
Sometimes you need a little help keeping your home running smoothly. That's where the Home Depot Home Services comes in. Our local, licensed, and insured experts can handle all your home maintenance needs. And you can rest easy knowing that all work is backed by the Home Depot. For license information, visit homedepot.com/license numbers.
Right now, get up to 20% off select online storage solutions. Put heavy-duty HDX totes to good use, protecting what's important to you. The solid, impact-resistant design prevents cracking, and the clear base and sides make items easy to find, even when the totes are stacked. Find select online shelving and tote storage up to 20% off at the Home Depot to organize every room in your home, from your garage to your attic. Visit HomeDepot.com. How doers get more done.
TaxAct understands you haven't memorized the tax code. That's why TaxAct has live experts to help. TaxAct can even do it for you if you prefer. It's the easiest way to know you're doing it right. Well, other than going back to college and obtaining a bachelor's degree in accounting with a minor in finance, then interning somewhere and becoming fluent in all tax forms. But that might be hard to accomplish before tax day. So maybe just stick with TaxAct. TaxAct. Let's get them over with.
Gonzaga 21, St. Mary's 13, 10 minutes, 11 seconds to play in our game's first half here at the McCarthy Athletic Center. Let's take 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from their field.
Your home for Gonzaga basketball. KFOO 96.1 FM Opportunity, an iHeart radio station.
Zags by 8. They've led St. Mary's by as many as 10. Well, visit Spokane, home of the Gonzaga Bulldogs. This busy city along the roaring Spokane River Gorge has it all: culinary, beer, wine, entertainment, and outdoor adventure. Whether you already live in the area or you're looking for a vacation, start planning adventures now. Go to visitspokane.com. Live like a Zag. Tom Lutz and Adam Morrison with you here. And Mo, that pace is still heavily favoring the Zags. They've been able to get up and get out. And I mean, it's 6 fast break points, but I think even just getting down there before they get truly set has been big.
It's been huge. And we've had 7 assists on 9 made field goals. So obviously the pace has really helped. It's something you have to do against every St. Mary's team, no matter the year.
Steele Venters was going to check in the game. He's going to have to wait at the table. Braden Smith has checked in to replace Mario St. Superior. They'll pick up Dent, who's checked back into the game. Dent passes in the front court. Yazane has had it briefly. Right back to Dent on the right perimeter. Gets a big screen from Wessels, who's returned. Dent keeps the dribble alive between the circles. Asks for another screen. Gets it. Dribbling to his right this time. Back to his left. Loses it briefly. Out to Shaw. 10 seconds to shoot. Shaw defended by Fogle. Couple of freshmen going at it. Couple top 100 recruits. Shaw, too strong. Back iron miss. Ace Miller back on the floor. Rebound. So Wade Smith up the left sideline. Trying to get by Dent. He's cut off. Slips. And looks like Braden steps out of bounds. A turnover on the Zags, their third of the game.
Unfortunate. I like it, though. Attack Dent, who's got the 2 personal fouls. Unfortunate slip right there.
Vogel checks out. Steele Venters is in for the first time tonight. Zags lead 21-13. Dent cross half court with the dribble. Right sideline pass for Campbell. Redshirt freshman from Meridian, Idaho. Couple of dribbles. Right side pass. Now back out to Dent. Dent gets a screen from Wessels. Uzena shoots and misses the 3-point shot. It is out of bounds. Zanis went down. I don't know if Steele got him or not, but he was trying to buy a foul call. Kudos to the official. And he's saying right now, you went down.
Looking at him like, don't do that again.
Yeah.
It's good officiating.
Right after that shot, Morauskas checks back in. Zanis, 13 of his 16 shots on the season have come from behind the three-point line. That's 16 shots in 22 games. He's not supposed to do that. Miller out to Ike, who's returned for Dejana. Graham dribble on top of the key, fakes the three, gives it up to Miller. Miller will dribble to the top of the key. Long shot off the mark. Rebound fought for and almost won by Innocente, but Dent chases down the loose ball. Bulldogs lead is still 8. Both teams coming up empty their last few trips down the floor. Dent dribbling to his right. Passes in the corner. Campbell catches, fakes the three, drives baseline over Miller. Halfway down, rolls out. Bulldogs had it. Now they lose it, and it's last touched by Miller off his foot and out of bounds.
Got to come up with those scrums. Harry Wessels is just brilliant player at tipping the basketball. You know what I mean? Getting himself in position to get those rebounds. Got his hand on that, which caused the deflection off Miller's foot. Have to rebound the basketball against the St. Mary's team.
Campbell out, Lewis in. The officials waiting for the players to tuck in their jerseys. I was watching Kentucky-Arkansas today, and I think 9 out of 10 guys have their shirts untucked. Nobody said a word, but it seems like every game we play in,
I swear I thought the same thing.
Inbound to Morauskas. Left elbow, jumper over Innocente. Won't go down. Smith tips it. Miller controls it for the Zags. Back to Smith. Up the right sideline into the front court. Zags junior point guard to Ike behind the play. Right back to Smith. Smith driving with the left hand to Ike on the pick and roll. Goes up and throws it down with 2 hands. Bulldogs lead back to double digits.
Beautiful throw and go on the right-hand side. 2-man game.
23-13 Zags on top. 8 minutes to play first half. Morauskas hands it off to Dent between the circles. Picks it up. Gives it up to Lewis. Lewis right back to Dent on the left side. Dent defended by Innocente. Fakes left, drives right. His pass is deflected by Smith. Ike comes away with the loose ball. Graham into the front court. Bounce it for Smith. Braden on the drive. Had it stripped away. And the long pass the other way from Morauskas. Venters gets back to challenge it. And they're not going to count that. Yeah, the official is going to give him the continuation. I know they're giving continuation a little bit in college basketball right now, Mo, but that one, I don't think that one's close. I'll give Morauskas credit for the basket, however, and it'll be 23-15 as we head to this official timeout. 7:44 to play first half. Zags on top. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from their field.
Hey fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
At Papa Murphy's, we hand make delicious pizza from scratch every day so that you can bake it to perfection in your oven just the way you like it. Introducing Stuffed Mondays. Every Monday, get any large stuffed pizza for only $16.99. That's over 4 pounds of pizza, fresh from your oven. Enough to feed the whole family. Papa Murphy's Stuffed Mondays. They make great pizza so you can make the pizza great. Offer available in store only. Call ahead to order.
At Western National Insurance, we're passionate about the power of nice. That's because nice isn't just a word. It's our way of doing business. It's about surpassing expectations, bringing kindness and decency to our work, and providing a helping hand when you need it most. And we've been putting nice first for more than a century. Find out just how powerful nice can be. Contact your independent insurance agent today and ask for Western National.
Where all stars and all Americans are made. You're listening to Gonzaga basketball from Learfield. Let's go back courtside. Now, alongside first-team All-American Adam Morrison, here's the voice of Gonzaga basketball, Tom Hudson.
Zags 23, Gales 15, 7:44 to play in our game's first half. Gonzaga basketball sponsored by Pacific Source with health coverage for individuals, families, employers, and Medicare eligible. Pacific Source is the local health plan that does what's right not just what's required. Now, the Bulldogs have led by 10 on 2 separate occasions. 1 lead change, 1 tie. Bulldogs have led for better than 10 minutes. St. Mary's for 21 seconds on the first basket of the game from Morauskas. And the Bulldogs more than holding their own on the glass right now, +5. All in all, you have to love the energy and the effort for the Zags as we go under 8.
Yeah. It's been a great start to the game. Obviously, St. Mary's is a team that's hard to put away, so there's plenty of basketball left. But just the energy flying around, 8 assists, which really dipped in the last 3 games. Obviously, you're taking scoring off the floor, but the assists are much better than the +5 on the glass, like you mentioned. Good start for the Zags. Got to keep it up.
4 out of 6 shooting for Graham Ike. He is the Zags leading scorer with 9. Morauskas is going to step to the free throw line. He has 7 to lead the way for St. Mary's. Looking for number 8. Morauskas, 3 out of 7 so far. Leading the score in the West Coast Conference from 19.3 points per game. And the free throw is good. 23-16, the Gonzaga advantage. Braden Smith will bring the ball across half court as Worley and St. Superior get ready to check back in. Braden quickly dribbles to the left side in front of the St. Mary's bench. Now back to his right off an Ike screen. Throws it up for Graham. Graham couldn't control it and tips it right into the hands of Dent. Dent into the front court. Smith trying to slow him down. Dent drives, leans in. A little one-hander is good. 5 straight points for the Gales to cut the lead in half. It's 23-18. Smith, top of the key pass for Ike. Defended by Wessels out there. Dribbles it once, hands it off to Smith. Smith to the free throw line. Pass in the corner. Miller catches and fires. The lefty 3 won't go down. Innocente fighting for the rebound, but Shaw comes away with it. Morauskas quickly into the front court up the right sideline. Trying to drive on Ventures. Gets underneath the basket. Throws it up. And he lost the basketball. It's a couple of shady, I shouldn't say shady, questionable calls. Would be a better way to say it. Questionable calls from one of our veteran officials. Bad would be a better, shady. I don't want to suggest anything nefarious. Just the continuation of Morauskas was one that I think probably shouldn't have gone. And then Morauskas just driving out of control, threw it up in the air.
He was kind of in the dead zone on the bottom of the baseline side. And just like you said, just dove into Steele Venters. What a tough break for Steele. I thought he was in good position. Bad call.
And Steele picks up his second and has to head to the bench. He hasn't gotten a lot of good whistles this year.
No.
And Morauskas makes both free throws. A 7-0 run for the Gales has cut the lead to 23-20. St. Superior back on the floor. Worley also returns for the Bulldogs. Innocente, Miller, and Ike, the other Zags on the floor. Graham out top. Short pass to Worley at the three-point line. Defended by Shaw out there. Snaps a pass left side to Miller. It's a screen from Ike. Refuses it. Driving with the right hand. Bounces back to Ike on the wing. Double team comes. Now he retreats with the dribble. Jumper over Wessels. Won't go down. And the rebound is secured by Dent. Zags lead is 3. Dent moves it across half court. Couple seconds to spare. A couple of screens. Now switch up defensively on Worley. Dribbles back to his right. Pass in the corner for Lewis. Fakes the 3. Couple of dribbles. Gives it up to Morauskas. Morauskas defended by St. Superior. Here comes a double team. Kick back out for Dent. Dent 7 seconds to shoot. Little hesitation. Dribble. A drive off the glass and in. Boy, 9 straight points for the Gales. Are right back in it, trailing by 1. And the Zags going to call a timeout. 6 minutes and 1 second to play here in the kennel. The Gales have made 3 straight field goals. They've also made all of their free throw attempts. The Bulldogs haven't scored in about 2.5 minutes. The 30-second timeout called by the Zags. We are going to keep it here. Zag fans, tonight's game brought to you by ICCU, a proud supporter of Gonzaga Athletics and your financial fan club. ICCU proudly supports Gonzaga Athletics and the communities we serve. ICCU, helping members achieve financial success. The Zags need to find something. They were getting some easy ones there early, but then tough last 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, haven't established a good rhythm in the half court offensively. Looks like Graham's a little bit still bothered. Legs bother him. He had that deep post touch. last possession. Then he backed out and shot a fadeaway jump shot. I know he can make that, but normally that's a catch and a bury for him to go and try to get his angle lefty jump hook. So, I mean, obviously good on him. And have you noticed, too, Huddy's wearing high tops, right?
Worley hands it off to St. Superior now to Ike, three-point line out to Miller. Now Worley between the circles. Drive, spin, slips. Ball is loose. Jalen jumps on it. And
I don't see a kick there either. I don't know what the heck's going on.
Jalen was just trying to grab the ball. I didn't see that either.
I didn't see there was a kick. I thought it was just a ball to leg in a roll. You know what I mean? Like, it just didn't seem like a kick and ball violation, but nonetheless.
Fogle in, Bulldogs trapping. Here's Dent in the backcourt with it. Just gets it across the timeline. Fogle defends him. Wessel sets a screen. Dent dribbles to his right pass, deflected by Fogle. Dent comes away with a loose basketball. Dent, a little 14-footer blocked from behind by Fogle. Grant Foster back on the floor, comes away with the basketball. Pat across half court. Shaw slows him down. Right wing dribble, gives it up to Worley. Worley to his left. Short pass to Fogle. Fakes right. Dribbles to the left wing. Back out to Worley at the three-point line. Gives it up Grant Foster in front of the Kennel Club. Picks up his dribble. Out to St. Superior. 12 seconds to shoot. Mario fakes left. Drives right. Gets to the rim. Hangs. Can't hit, but a foul is going to go against Harry Wessels, and that'll be his first of the game as McKeever gets set to check back in.
Good take by Mario, absorbing the contact and getting by his initial defender, and then recognizing the big coming over and drawing that contact. Chance to go for 2 free throws.
Wessels is going to head out. McKeever is going to check in. It's interesting. Wessels has started the last 13 games now, but McKeever's playing more minutes. 24 to about 15 and a half. McKeever in.
Wessels has always given us trouble the last couple of years, right? Just with his energy and effort.
Yep.
Big kid, and athletic, better player than he looks. I mean that in a nice way, but
Roy Hawk back in for Dent. St. Superior makes both free throws. Gonzaga's lead is 25-22. Gonzaga going to show that pressure again. Lewis trapped, flips it back to Hawk. Hawk being hounded by Fogle. Gets it away to Lewis, and then Hawk barely beats the 10-second violation. Hawk out top, dribbling his right, gets a screen from McKeever. Back out to the big man at the top of the key. Picks up his dribble, handoff for Lewis. Lewis looking in the corner. Morauskas has it over there. Thought about a three, pulled it down. 4 seconds to shoot. Kick back out to Lewis for a deep three. Nowhere close. Grant Foster, rebound, long pass up the floor. Finish for Ike. Foul on St. Mary's. Zags making a little run of their own and trying to establish themselves again. It's 27-22.
Terrific pass. That's free throw line to free throw line on a dart off a rebound by Tyon Grant Foster. That's on the money. Terrific play. That's hard to do. You catch it off the glass, and then you just turn and fire right on the numbers. Great play by Tyon Grant Foster.
Rams free throw is good. 3-point play. Bulldogs lead is back to 6. 2 fouls on Lewis, 2 on the point guard, Dent. Bulldogs causing some problems here. St. Mary's able to get the ball in the front court again, just beating a 10-second call. Lewis out top, little crossover dribble, passes on the left sideline. It's Shaw, the freshman. He's been quiet. Out to Hawk. Fakes right, drives left. Fogle body bumps him. Foul on Davis, his first. Campbell's going to check in for Lewis. Dent right back out there for Hawk as Randy Bennett does not appear to like the shakiness of the offense against that Bulldog pressure. Franks haven't forced turnovers, but been all over the Gales. Here's Dent with it, defended by St. Superior. Picks up his dribble. Gives it up to Shaw in front of the Kennel Club. The freshman shoots a three. It's no good. Rebound Fogle. He goes up high for it. Davis in the front court, across half court, throws over the top. It was intended for Ike, tipped away by the 7-2 McKeever. Morauskas driving on Grant Foster, gets into the paint and lays it in.
I wish we'd run somebody at him and make him pass the ball.
12 points from Morauskas in the first half. He leads WCC better than 19 points a game. Zags 28, Gales 24. 3.5 to play first half. Worley sets a big screen for St. Superior. Bounce back for Worley. Jalen picks it up off his ankle, spins, little one-hander wouldn't go down, tries to tip it in. It's off the mark. McKeever's there.
Got to finish that. It's a 6-footer.
Dents cross half court, bounces it for Morauskas. Morauskas one-hander rims out. McKeever's tip, no good. Ball batted into the hands of Fogel. Fogel up the right sideline, slowed down by Shaw, away to Worley in the front court, St. Superior. In front of the St. Mary's bench, his pass is stolen by Shaw, and then it's going to be Worley who pokes it away, but is also whistled for the personal foul. 3 minutes, 1 second to play in our game's first half. 6th-ranked Gonzaga 28, St. Mary's 24. We're back after this. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from Learfield.
With 10 extravagant indulgences for $3 or less, Taco Bell's new Lutz Value Menu makes you feel Lutz. As their official Lutzierge, I help when it makes you feel too Lutz. Because you don't have to call the delectable new mini taco salad an hors d'oeuvre. The beefy potato loaded griller isn't bruleed, it's grilled. And the crispy new salted caramel churros are just as good if you don't put your pinky up. So don't let the Lutz go to your head. Try Taco Bell's new $3 or less Lutz Value Menu today. At participating Taco Bell stores while supplies last. Price of participation vary. Tax extra.
Binge listen this and all your artist stations, plus any song from our library of millions of songs, all ad-free. Get your free 30-day trial of iHeartRadio All Access. You'll love it. Don't be basic, be extra. Start your free 30-day trial of iHeartRadio All Access now.
New Year, same extra value meals at McDonald's. So now get 2 snack wraps, plus fries and a medium soft drink for just $8.
For limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Hawaii, Alaska, and California, and for delivery.
A new documentary film from Paris Hilton.
I've loved music ever since I was a little girl.
What's your name again? Call Abdullah.
Paris. I think when people would see me out at night, they just saw this carefree girl. I knew somewhere deep down that if I listened to all those hateful comments out there in the world, that I would never recover. So I decided to own the narrative.
Paris Hilton's Infinite Icon, a visual memoir playing only in theaters January 30th.
As we expected, a tight one here at the McCarthy Athletics Center. Gonzaga 28, St. Mary's 24. 3 minutes and 1 second to play in our game's first half. Well, Bud Light is a proud sponsor of Gonzaga Athletics. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. The Bulldogs have cooled off a little bit offensively, Mo, but still not too bad. 11 out of 23. They're 1 of 5 shooting threes, 5 of 7 at the free throw line. The leading scorer for Gonzaga is Graham Ike. He has 12. Meanwhile, Morauskas has scored 12. He's 4 of 9 from the field. He's made all 3 of his free throws. 31% shooting so far for St. Mary's. We're 8 out of 26, 1 out of 7 from behind the line. Mo, what do you make of this through 17 minutes of play?
Well, obviously they're playing a little bit to their, scoring output, but obviously having the lead is fine. We're playing pretty good offensively. 1 for 5 from 3. We'd like to see that improve. Obviously, the +5 on the glass is terrific so far. It's going to be a battle. This is a game of runs, of small runs, right, against the St. Mary's team. 6-0, 8-0. They can do the same thing that they just had one and got back into the basketball game, but you have to stay focused on the task at hand, especially on the glass.
Turnovers become a little bit of an issue for the Zags. As Shaw hits the front end of the 1-and-1, 8 turnovers for GU.
Yeah, 9 assists, 8 turnovers. It was just 9-4, I believe. So the ball's gotten a little bit stagnant on the offensive side.
Shaw, a 61% shooter from the free throw line, makes both. They are perfect, 9 out of 9. As Dent will head to the bench and Hawk will check back in. And Dent playing with those 2 personal fouls. St. Superior into the front court. Zags lead is 2. Mario dribbling to his left, bounces it to Worley. Worley taking his time, surveys, kick back out to Grant Foster. Skip pass right side. St. Superior in the far corner to Fogel. Fogel, couple dribbles to Ike, 3-point line. Hands it off to St. Superior. Mario turns the corner with the left hand, had it stripped, but a whistle and a foul. I think he said he was going up, maybe.
Bonus.
Oh, bonus. I thought he pointed like up in the air. And yeah, that's 17 fouls. So if you get that continuation, and it really is an NBA game. They're going to go defense for offense as much as possible. Hawk will check out. Dent is back in as St. Superior steps to the free throw line. Mario, 2 points in tonight's game. 3 assists for the point guard who makes his first free throw. Mario, all net on both attempts. The lead is back to 4 for Gonzaga. That brings the ball across the timeline. Pass to Shaw on the left side. He's in front of the Kennel Club over there. Pass out to Dent. Dent between the circles. Dribbling to his right. McKeever slips and falls. Now gets back up as Morauskas dribbles. Short pass to Dent. Dent out top. Right sideline pass. It's Campbell who's returned. Campbell defended by Fogle. Trying to get away to Morauskas. He does with 4 seconds to shoot. Bulldogs have him trapped. Kick out for Campbell. Campbell, shot clock violation. Didn't realize it. The Bulldogs force a turnover.
Yeah, good defense. I like when Morauskas caught that ball on the left-hand side. They went immediately to a double team when he put it on the floor with closest guy, then full rotate. I think that's the right strategy. Obviously, a terrific player leading the conference in scoring. He's already got 12. You got to slow him down and make somebody else beat you.
Hawk back in for Dent. St. Superior walks it into the offensive end for the Zags. Inside half court with the dribble, gives it up to Grant Foster in front of the St. Mary's bench. Short pass, 3-point line. Worley dribbles to the right elbow. Over to Fogle. Back out to St. Superior. Now to Worley at the 3-point line on the left side. Hand off Grant Foster, trying to get around Shaw. Body bumps him. Drives, finishes, and he's fouled. What a play from Tyon Grant Foster. Foul on Shaw, his second.
Good grip through, going to his left. And what the best part about that, Huddy, is he played through the contact. He got a good base and powered through the outstretched arms of Shaw. So good call by the official. Great play by Grant Foster.
Tyon's free throw off the mark. Fogle tips it, but Campbell controls for St. Mary's. 32-26 Gonzaga. Dent into the front court. Screen from McKeever. Dribbles to his left. Now back to his right after getting another screen. Bouncing down low. Morauskas had it poked away. Got it back. Leans in. Misses. But a whistle on a foul. Morauskas going to step to the free throw line again. Let's see if we get another look at that. As Inocente is going to return for the Bulldogs on Worley's second personal foul. Morauskas to the free throw line yet again. Makes it. Dale's perfect from the line. Inocente for Worley. First miss of the game for St. Mary's. Ike can't control the rebound, knocked away from behind by McKeever, but Graham was last to touch, so St. Mary's is going to get it. Morauskas, one of the leading free throw shooters in the country, 157 attempts on the season with 132 makes. St. Mary's inbounds. Here's Dent on the drive and the kick. Shaw fakes the three. One dribble to his left, and the shot is all net. It ends up being a 4-point possession and cuts the lead to 2. First made field goal for Shaw tonight. Fogle holds in front of the St. Mary's bench, gets a screen from Ike, dribbles to the free throw line, picks it up, passes in the left corner, and Inocente wide open. His three wouldn't go down, and Dent has the weak side rebound. Dent bringing it up the floor, gets a screen, pulls up and fires a three. It's good, and St. Mary's has gone back on top. He is a potent three-point shooter. And St. Mary's has his first lead since it was 2-0 as we go under 1 minute to play in the first half. St. Superior gets a screen from Ike, a little one-hander from the right wing, and they're going to get Morauskas, and the Gales are going to complain, but a two-handed shove is an easy call for the official. Morauskas, his second.
So probably going to sub him out with 45 seconds left, so that's a big call. Official Greg Nixon's just literally told Randy, like, come on, man. He pushed him. Like,
And their angle had to be better than ours. We were right on it, and they're standing essentially on the same line as us. They're about 50 feet closer.
You got to argue for your guy, but just make him give you an explanation. That if he gives it to you, shut up. Right?
Yes.
I mean, once
It's a two-handed shove, too. That's not one of those like, hey, I got him with a body, right?
Yeah.
You know, like those two hands extended.
Extended, you're right. It's an automatic.
EK to the line. Front end for Graham is all net. Ace Miller will return for the Bulldogs for St. Superior. EK makes both, and the Zags go back ahead by 1. Izzo checks in for EK. 45 seconds left in the first half. Pressure in the backcourt. Dent bounces it to Campbell. Campbell picks up his dribble in the backcourt back to Dent. And now for Campbell again. Gives it up to Dent. For McKeever, hands it back to Dent. Dent clearing out for Fogle. DeJana blocks the three, but also fouls him. And Coach Few wants Davis Fogle to fight through that screen. Now in Davis's defense, Mo, not sure McKeever gets to, at 280 pounds, back him down. It's supposed to be, I mean, Izzo got called on a screen like that earlier in the game. And now no excuse for Izzo to close out and hit him.
You got to go over on the 1-5 ball screen at the top with Dent. Such a good three-point shooter, so that's just a lapse in reason from our guys defensively. I guarantee that was talked about. You can't go underneath, especially on the first side. They're trying to get you to go under. Obviously, you can take a shot, but if you go over, then they're going to run another ball screen right against you. You have to be tough enough to go over the top of two of them without over-helping with your big.
Uzanis is checked back into the game. Hawk is also back out there. Dent ready for his third and final free throw. He makes them all. 36-34. St. Mary's ties its biggest lead of the game. The Zags are going to take a 30-second timeout with 29.7 seconds to play in our game's first half. Second timeout used by the Bulldogs. And we are going to see Tony Duckett check in here late. Played at San Diego last year. Averaged 10.5 points, had 22 starts, barely playing for St. Mary's. Playing less than 4 minutes a game, but he's going to check in here late in the half. St. Mary's, I don't know that it's foul trouble, Mo, but quite a few fouls. Dent has 2. Morauskas has 2. Shaw has 2.
Yep.
Lewis has 2.
They're used to it, though.
Yep.
They just, I mean,
we
you know
say
what
it
I
every
mean?
year, right? Like, oh, hey, they're getting in foul trouble.
Yeah,
and
they just live. They understand how to play through fouls or foul trouble, I should say. And then they just keep their guys in. They trust them.
The shot clock is off. Zags will bring the ball across half court with St. Superior. He's defended by Campbell out there. Mario's going to dribble it down about 35 feet from the basket. Clock ticks down to 12. Mario dribbling to his left, gets a screen from Ike. Back to his right, trying to bounce it down low for Ike, and throws it right to St. Mary's. And I think you might have gotten away with a couple of travels and then throwing it in the backcourt. They're not going to call that. There's no way. There is no way in the world that official just made that call.
It's bad. That's one of the worst calls I've ever seen. Should be backcourt violation, too.
It should be a backcourt violation, right? Didn't they get it over and then throw it back?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. We're going to get a look at it again here, Mo. So he was in the backcourt when he threw it. Yeah, the player was in the front court when he caught it and then fell backwards, Mo. It's going to be right because he shoots it from the backcourt.
You know, but they're going to give him one-on-one. They're not going to give him a threes. I just saw that. So at least they corrected that part of it. Right?
Yeah.
They're just going to give him one-on-one at least because it's like he's not even.
My question would be if he caught the ball and then spun in the backcourt to shoot it, wasn't it over and back? I'd like to see the replay one more time. And that one is good. Campbell will shoot one more. Coach Few not happy. And it's the same official. That's 3 very questionable calls that have gone against the Zags here in the first half. Campbell makes both free throws. St. Mary's has been fantastic at the line here in the first half, and will take a 4-point lead into the locker room. St. Mary's getting 15 of its 38 points from the free throw line. They're 15 out of 16, and they lead at 38-34 at the break. Got a timeout. Wyatt Kopelman standing by in the Learfield, North Carolina studios. He's got some highlights coming your way, plus a scoreboard update. We're back after this. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from Learfield.
Look, I'm not going to tell you have to have a Camas Rewards card when you come to Northern Quest. You don't. You don't have to earn points on every dollar you spend here or enjoy prize entries, dining discounts, pre-sale concert tickets, and so on. Heck, you don't even have to receive free cash money for doing what you already do here. After all, free country, right? Camas Rewards for all the ways you play.
The post-crib assembly press conference brought to you by Progressive.
Michael, you had some trouble putting the crib together today. What went wrong?
You know, those instructions can be tough, and, you saw the outcome.
Were you upset when your wife pulled you and called in the backup?
No, I mean, the baby needs a crib to sleep in, so whatever it takes.
You've got a changing table to put together next. It's got a lot of drawers. What's your comment?
You know what? We're done here.
Like it or not, sometimes you need a backup. That's why there's Progressive to protect your home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Support Gonzaga basketball through NIL. Zags Collective is the leading NIL collective supporting Zags student athletes through name, image, and likeness. Zags Collective creates opportunities for student athletes to engage with the community and grow their brand. Plus, you get access to autograph sessions, exclusive events, and more. Become a member today. Go to zagsnilcollective.com and get started.
On the Gonzaga Sports Network from Learfield, welcome to the Numerica Credit Union Halftime Show. Numerica Credit Union. Life moves. Live well. Federally insured by NCUA. We'll bring you stats and analysis from the first 20 minutes, as well as a look at scores from around the nation. Let's go back to the network studios. Here's Luke Hallett.
The halftime horn sounds from Spokane, where Gonzaga trails St. Mary's 38-34. The Bulldogs looking to continue the third longest conference win streak in the country at 9-0 in the WCC and 21-1 overall. From the Learfield Network studios, I'm Wyatt Kopelman filling in for Luke Hallett. Gonzaga taking on St. Mary's in the first of 2 games against the Gales in the regular season. The double-doubles leader in the WCC started for Gonzaga tonight after missing 3 games, and it didn't look like he missed all that much.
Inocente off the EK screen, drives, picks up his dribble, bounces it to Graham. Graham going to work, pull up, little one-hander, rattles around and drops. 2-2 is our score. A little defensive miscommunication there. Graham scored it over the much smaller Dylan Shaw.
And Graham Ike found rhythm from outside as well.
Down the floor to Smith. He's slowed down by Dent to Ike trailing. He'll catch and shoot. The 3 is good. All net. Zags 9, Gales 2.
Good job by Graham of trailing the play. Great start offensively for Gonzaga, shooting 60%.
Just the 10th triple of the year for Ike, the leading scorer for the Zags. Came in tonight, averaging just more than 18 points per game in the first half. Led the Zags with 14 points, not to mention 2 rebounds as well. Forcing turnovers has been part of Gonzaga's identity this season. And when the Zags need to build on their early lead in the first half, their defense would give them a boost.
The corner, Worley, 7 seconds to shoot. Jalen gives it up to St. Superior. Drilling on the wing on the right side. Bounce back to Worley on the pick and roll. He finishes through contact. The foul. Jalen's headed to the free throw line. Zags lead is 17-9.
Great side DHL action right there. Caught St. Mary's sleeping, so the slip pass was there.
4 points and 2 rebounds in the first half for senior guard Jalen Worley. Getting out the open floor tends to involve graduate guard Tylen Grant Foster in one way or another.
Right sideline pass, Shaw looks down low from the keeper. Stolen from behind by Worley. Jalen weaving his way up the floor. Finds Grant Foster. Spinning into the paint. Shot is up and in. A beautiful finish for Grant Foster. Zags by 10. 12 minutes left in the first half.
Grant Foster, the 2-time WAC first-team member at Grand Canyon over the past 2 seasons with a circus-like shot. But the Zags wouldn't go away from Ike either.
Grant Foster, rebound, long pass up the floor, finish for Ike, foul on St. Mary's. Zags making a little run of their own and trying to establish themselves again. It's 27-22.
Terrific pass. That's free throw line. It's a free throw line on a dart off a rebound by Tyon Grant Foster. That's on the money.
And the made foul shot for Ike would cap off a 5-0 run. Zags shot 46% in the first half, but a 3-point lead with 3 minutes left would give Gonzaga a half-court set. And Grant Foster finished it with momentum.
Back out to St. Superior. Now to Worley at the three-point line on the left side. Hand off Grant Foster, trying to get around Shaw. Body bumps him, drives, finishes, and he's fouled. What a play from Tyon Grant Foster. Foul on Shaw, his second.
Good rip through, going to his left. And the best part about that, Huddy, is he played through the contact. He got a good base.
Besides scoring in bursts, the Zags would hold St. Mary's to 36% from the floor. Gonzaga with the chance to get their 14th straight conference win. It is the third longest streak in conference play in the country. Still more to do on our halftime coverage with an update on other WCC basketball scores and the top 25. One half complete from the kennel. Gonzaga trails St. Mary's 38-34. Don't go away. This is Gonzaga basketball from Learfield.
Hey fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The season is heating up, and ICCU is proud to be a sponsor of Gonzaga University Athletics. From tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first game to March's biggest moments, we're cheering on the Zags and supporting fans every step of the way. With powerful digital tools, local service, and a commitment to community, ICCU is your financial partner on and off the court. ICCU, looking after your daily balance. Let's go, Zags!
Not to brag or anything, but Arby's new $7.99 meat and 3-box is kind of a big deal. The other guys give you just one side. We give you 3 sides. Not to brag. You get a meaty sandwich, curly fries, mott sticks, a sweet treat, and a drink. All for just $7.99. It's more meal for your money. More meal for your money. More meal for your money. Where'd that come from?
Arby's, we have the meat. At participating Arby's for a limited time. Time for a check of the scores around the WCC and around the nation. Let's go to the network studios.
Gonzaga trails St. Mary's 38-34 at the half from Spokane, where the Zags have the chance to move to 10-0 in the WCC and 22-2 on the season. Back inside the Learfield Network studios, I'm Wyatt Kopelman. Let's get another look around the WCC and the top 25. Down in San Francisco, Pacific behind San Francisco, 64-58 with 6:12 left in the second half. From the War Memorial Gymnasium, Pacific goes for its 4th straight game for the first time since the 2019-2020 season. Tigers come into today 6-4 in the WCC and 15-8 overall. On the road, the Santa Clara Broncos control Loyola Marymount by a dominant 103-73 finish. Broncos 9-1 record in the WCC coming into today, their best start in conference play since the 1994-1995 season. They're now 18-5 overall. The Washington State Cougars cruise past Portland 104-74 at home in Pullman. Cougars move to 10-0 all-time in Pullman against Portland and get over 500 in conference play, 11-13 on the season. To the top 25 out in Omaha, the second-ranked UConn Huskies looking to stay undefeated in the Big East, gets 21-1 on the season. And with UConn already ahead by double digits in the second half, redshirt senior sharpshooter Alex Caravan would give the Huskies a different kind of spark.
Demery on the left baseline, up the high screen of Reed. Into the paint, nowhere to go. He fires back outside to Caravan. Tough D by Creighton. Here's Demery on the ground floor. Guarded by Dix, a fadeaway, no good. Rebound, Caravan banks it in.
Mike Crispino on the UConn Sports Network. Caravan's putback would put Connecticut ahead 48-34 nearly 3 minutes into the second half. Caravan with 15 points and 6 rebounds as UConn blasts Creighton 85-58. And at Castle Coliseum in Blacksburg, 4th-ranked Duke on the road against Virginia Tech, coming off a wire-to-wire win at Cameron Indoor. But this time, the Blue Devils would need to create some distance late in the second half, and their leading scorer would give them a lift.
Works his way to the right. Caleb on the drive, spins into some traffic, back up top. Boozer 3. Dagger! Cameron Boozer turns out the lights with 1:27 to go. The lead is 13.
David Shoemate on the Blue Devils Sports Network. Duke holds off Virginia Tech 72-58, moves to 9-0 in the ACC and 20-1 overall. In Fayetteville, Kentucky knocks off 15th-ranked Arkansas 85-77. First win against Arkansas for Kentucky coach Mark Pope. Wildcats have won 6 of their last 7 games. That's a look around the WCC and the top 25. Second half, not far off from the kennel. It's back out to Tom Hudson and Adam Morrison after a short break. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldogs basketball from Learfield.
Marsh McLennan Agency is a proud sponsor of Gonzaga Sports. When it comes to insurance, how hard does your team really work for you? At Marsh McLennan Agency, we do the shopping for the right insurance carrier, ensuring you get the right coverage tailored to your needs. Our local experts are dedicated to providing personalized service backed by the resources of Marsh, the global leader in insurance. Visit MMANorthwest.com and get started on finding a better insurance coverage for you. Go Zags!
Look, I'm not going to tell you you have to have a Camas Rewards card when you come to Northern Quest. You don't. You don't have to earn points on every dollar you spend here or enjoy prize entries, dining discounts, pre-sale concert tickets, and so on. Heck, you don't even have to receive free cash money for doing what you already do here. After all, free country, right? Camas Rewards for all the ways you play.
At Papa Murphy's, we hand make delicious pizza from scratch every day so that you can bake it to perfection in your oven just the way you like it. Introducing Stuffed Mondays. Every Monday, get any large stuffed pizza for only $16.99. That's over 4 pounds of pizza, fresh from your oven. Enough to feed the whole family. Papa Murphy's Stuffed Mondays. They make great pizza so you can make the pizza great. Offer available in store only. Call ahead to order.
Halftime at the McCarthy Athletic Center, where St. Mary's rallies late to take a 4-point lead into the locker room. This 4-point lead, the biggest of the night for the Gales, who led for just over a minute. The Zags led for more than 17, but still at St. Mary's on top by 4. Graham Ike individually leads all scorers with 14. He's 5 of 8 from the field. And nobody else has scored more than 4 for the Zags. Worley, Miller, Grant Foster, St. Superior, each with 4 points. Braden Smith, they made a couple of free throws for 2. Davis Vogel, 2 points on 1 of 2 shooting from the field. The Bulldogs 12 out of 26, 1 out of 6 shooting threes, 9 of 12 at the free throw line. Paulus Morauskas, 13 points, 4 of 9 from the field, 4 of 5 at the line. Joshua Dent has 10 points. He knocked down a 3, was 3 out of 4 from the field. Also made 3 free throws after he was fouled shooting a 3-point shot. So those guys have 23 of their 38. Then Dylan Shaw, after a slow start, finished with 7 first-half points. St. Mary's 10 out of 28 from the field. That's good for 36%, 3 out of 9 shooting threes. But Mo, 15 out of 16 at the free throw line for St. Mary's. Rebounding plus 3 for the Bulldogs. That's a good number. But I do think a couple things that jump out is that 15 for 16.
Yeah.
Zags weren't bad, 9 out of 12, but 15 out of 16. You foul a couple of 3-point shooters. I thought Morauskas got bailed out a few times, honestly, not a few of them, but still, that's what he does. I mean, he's shot 152 free throws this year. I think that free throw number is pretty big. I think the turnover number for the Zags, too, with 9 in the first half.
Yeah, it was 9-2, I think, on one of the last 2 medias before the end of the half, and then obviously we went up to 7 turnovers with no assists, so we really got to take care of the basketball, obviously, better. It was interesting decisions by St. Cyprien, to be honest, on the pick and roll stuff. He's trying to thread the needle a little bit too much. I'd rather see him just shoot that little 12-footer and just make it and then make them get out of their pick and roll coverage. Got to play without fouling. And then, again, I was going to harp on it. It's 1 for 6 from 3. Got to make a shot.
Yeah. Yeah, Bulldogs, 8 out of 38 their previous 2 games, 1 of 6 to start tonight's game. So plus 3 on the glass, but 1 out of 6 shooting threes. Again, 9 turnovers to 9 assists for the Bulldogs, who average just over 10 turnovers per game. St. Mary's with a 38-34 lead at halftime. Again, the Bulldogs went cold offensively late, 12 out of 26. Second half action coming your way from the kennel next. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from their field.
Free. Nothing quite like
all white chicken meat breaded in tortilla chips. They're Taco Bell's crispy chicken nuggets. Pretty different than the nuggets you're used to. Haters will say, but that's not the classic nugget. Haters are right. Haters will love them anyways. Oh, and they come with Hidden Valley Ranch, another classic. But we mixed it up with Diablo. They can't hate that. I mean, they can, but they won't. Crispy chicken nuggets from Taco Bell. A brand new classic. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only while supplies last.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
Binge listen this and all your artist stations, plus any song from our library of millions of songs, all ad-free. Get your free 30-day trial of iHeartRadio All Access. You'll love it. Don't be basic, be extra. Start your free 30-day trial of iHeartRadio All Access now.
New year, same extra value meals at McDonald's. So now get 2 snack wraps, plus fries, and a medium soft drink for just $8.
For limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Hawaii, Alaska, and California, and for delivery.
Speed Bumper store today.
Second half, Braden Smith gets Bulldogs going offensively, finds EK on the pick and roll. Graham can't finish through contact. Worley cleans it up, lays it in. Gonzaga strikes just 14 seconds into the second half. Bulldogs trail it 38-36. Both teams with their original starters out there to open the second half. St. Mary's has won 2 straight here at the Kennel. Led for just over a minute in the first half. Bulldogs led for 17, but still St. Mary's on top now as Shaw leaves it for Wessels. Wessels on the right side, double teamed, kicks it out to Lewis. Lewis fires a 3 and hits.
Why help off on Harry Wessels down below? That's a mistake by Braden Smith. That's what Coach Few just said. Same thing. You do not help off of Mikey Williams.
And we have a whistle, and that's a foul is going to go against Wessels. And it's a good 30 feet away from the play. And Coach Few was trying to get Wessels' attention, or excuse me, Coach Bennett, and he's saying, hey, use your head.
Previous play is such a do not help down on Harry Wessels as an offensive player. Make him score 20.
Averages 5 a game.
Yeah.
Smith looks to inbound, passes it out to Ike. Ike defended by Wessels, going to work with the dribble, takes him right into the paint, little fadeaway. Graham can't get it to go. Worley tips it, but into the hands of Morauskas. Morauskas has it poked away by Smith. Smith trying to knock it off of Morauskas, but he's the last to touch. And it will be St. Mary's basketball. The Dales have their biggest lead of the game. They're up by 5. Barely a minute gone by here in this second half. Shaw inbounds from in front of the Kennel Club. Gets it to Dent. Defended by Inocente. Across half court. Little push off to shake free. Gets it away to Morauskas. Pass left side to Shaw. Shaw back out to Dent, gets a screen from Wessels, retreats with a dribble just inside a half court. Now to the right side, he finds Wessels. Wessels draws the defense, kicks to Morauskas, wide open in the corner, 3 off the mark. Worley secures the rebound for the Zags. He'll bring Gonzaga the other way. Jalen weaves his way into the front court, leaves it for Miller, wide open, left side 3, comes up short, rebound is tipped. Miller comes away with it. Miller picks up his dribble over to Inocente. Inocente bounces for Ike. Ike, right wing, defended by Wessels. Wessels playing with 2 personals. To fake the double, he spins the baseline. Little fadeaway comes up short. Wessels secures the ball for St. Mary's. Bounces it to Morauskas. Morauskas in the front court to Shaw. Shaw picks up his dribble out to Morauskas. Now for Dent. Step inside a half court. Bulldogs trail 41-36. Dent driving with the left hand. Wide open lane. Gets all the way there. And Inocente blocks the shot. Then Wessels loses it out of bounds. Gonzaga will catch a break there. Denton had a wide open lane. Nice close by Emmanuel to get the block.
Trail block right there. That was looked like going to be a 2 points no matter what.
Smith in the front court to Miller. Now Worley trailing. Bounces it to Smith on the far side, top of key Ike. Now right side into Gente. One-hander out to Worley. Left side Miller in front of the Kennel Club. Had it poked away by Lewis. Got it back. Bounce for Ike. Graham double teamed out to Smith. Braden fakes a three. Drives. Kicks it out to Miller. Sets and fires. Lefty three. Comes up short. It's tipped by Ike. And Achente had his hands on it, but ripped away by Mikey Lewis. I think Lewis stepped on the line there and then dribbled it into the back court. Might have got away with one. Shaw has the ball now. A little shake on Miller. Can't get around him. Loses the handle. Able to finally get it away to Lewis. Lewis over to Dent. Dent lobs to Morauskas. Morauskas backing down Worley. Worley takes a shot in the chops. Here's Morauskas spinning and missing. Smith with the rebound. Braden up the left side. Leads his way to the free throw line. Finds Innocente, who lays it up and in.
Backdoor cut from Innocente on the right side on the slow break. That was a beautiful read by Smith. Much needed layup. Yeah, much needed layup for Gonzaga.
Dent dribbles with his back to the basket just inside a half court. Wessels sets the screen. Dent dribbling to his right. Pass out to Morauskas. Now left side. They look down low for Wessels. Wessels, double team, kicks it out to Shaw, sets and shoots. The three-pointer from straight away is good. What'd you just say, Mo?
Just why are you helping off Wessels? I'm completely loss of words. I don't know what our guys are doing defensively.
Miller off the Worley screen to the free throw line. Pass in the far corner for a three, and Achente hits. Zags needed that one. Cut the lead to 44-41. And there he's starting to heat up from long range after a tough start. They were 3 of 9 in the first half. And a couple here early in the second. Dent to the right wing. Little hesitation dribble. Picks it up. Looks down low for Wessels, who spins and scores with the left.
Whatever. Right? I mean,
Miller the other way. Lewis is going to be whistled for the personal foul. That's his third. 15:57 to play in the first half. We have an official timeout in Spokane. Gales 46, Zags 41. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from Learfield.
Steel deals are happening now. From instant savings on select power tools to free battery offers on some of our most popular battery sets, you can enjoy great deals and do it all with Steel batteries. For more details, shop online or in-store at your local Steel dealer. Offer valid for a limited time only on select items and participating dealers while supplies last.
Today's students are smart, savvy, and heading towards a future filled with possibilities. Education is the light that can help guide them on their path to fulfilling their dreams. That's why Washington's Lottery is a proud partner in the goal to promote college and career training. With every lottery game you play in the pursuit of making your dreams a reality, you're supporting the next generation of game changers who are using education as the way to reach theirs. Thanks for playing, Washington.
Spokane International Airport is a proud sponsor of Gonzaga Athletics. The airport connects Zags fans and alums with over 60 daily departures to more than 20 nonstop destinations provided by 7 major airlines, as well as one-stop connections to most major metropolitan centers throughout the U.S. Real-time arrival and flight departure information is available at SpokaneAirports.net. Spokane International Airport, when it's time to fly.
13 first rounders.
Hammers it home. Sabonis gets the defender in the air, and he rattles one home. Stolen by Suggs. Jalen Showtime hammers home the dunk.
With more to come, you're listening to Gonzaga basketball from Learfield. Let's go back courtside.
Welcome back to the McCarthy Athletic Center alongside Adam Morse and Tom Hudson with you. Ag West Farm Credit is a financial cooperative that provides financing, crop insurance, and related services to farmers and ranchers across the West. From small family businesses to large operations, Ag West brings the experience and financial know-how to help you grow your best future. St. Mary's 2 out of 3 from behind the three-point line. Let's take 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from their field.
Your home for Gonzaga basketball. KFOO 96.1 FM Opportunity, an iHeart radio station.
2 out of 3 in the second half, Mo, and you talked about it. I mean, this is a team that shoots it well. They lead the conference 37%. They weren't shooting it great in the first half. Don't give them the opportunity to start feeling it.
Yeah, you got to be able to know personnel who they want to kick it to. And again, I doubling down or even helping down on Harry Wessels. He's looking to kick. So I just don't understand the thought process by some of our guys. I mean, you got to be smarter than that defensively. It's scouting. It's a personnel thing. You got to be witty enough to make that decision game speed, game time.
Ike has it on the left wing, backing down McKeever, who's in for the first time in the half. Step back jumper, rims out, rebound Innocente, and he lays it in. Bulldogs cut the lead to 46-43. Dent to McKeever. McKeever bobbles. It's chased down. Big man in trouble over on the sideline. That's got to be a double dribble, right? Or no, maybe he didn't have possession of it. McKeever hands it off to Dent. Back to McKeever at the free throw line. Pass in the corner. Morauskas. He shoots a three. He won't go down. McKeever tips it right to the hands of Worley. Jalen into the front court. Jalen moves on Dent. Off balance shot comes up short. McKeever rebounds the miss. Bulldogs still trail by 3. Nearly 5 minutes gone by second half. Dent in the front court. Innocente with him every step of the way. Skips it left side to Shaw. Now Morauskas, three-point line left side. Bounces for McKeever. McKeever taking his time on Ike. Takes him to the paint, spins to the baseline. Lefty hook comes up short. Graham rebounds. Hands it off to Smith. Coach B wants the Bulldogs to run. Braden quickly up the right sideline into the front court with it. Lewis slows him down. Screen from Ike. Braden bounces it back to Graham, who slips and loses balance. Pass a little bit too hot. Graham does get it back, has control of it. Dribbling with defense by McKeever. Graham spins to the baseline. A little fadeaway over the 7-footer. No good. Morauskas secures the rebound. Graham's missed a couple of forced ones here over the last possessions, and the Bulldogs trail still by 3. St. Mary's with a 46-43 lead. Morauskas gives it up to Dent. Dent spins around back to Morauskas. Morauskas defended by Innocente on the switch. Gets around him into the paint, forces it. Good defense by Innocente. Worley with a rebound off the back iron. Jalen into the front court. Jalen picks up his dribble on the left wing, finds Innocente wide open in front of the GU bench. That three is good. All net, and the Zags have tied it at 46.
2 threes for Innocente in the second half. Great defensive possession. He comes down and knocks down the wide open 3 in the corner.
5 straight points for number 5. And the Bulldogs have tied it up. Timeout, St. Mary's. 46-46 our score. 13:43 to play in our basketball game. This timeout called by the Gales extends to a full timeout, so we'll take it as well. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from their field.
Big radio.
TaxAct knows filing taxes can be confusing, so we have live experts on hand who can help answer any questions you may have. Questions like, can I claim my SUV as my home office if I answer work emails in my car? If I adopted 12 dogs this year, can I list them as dependents? And am I doing this right or am I doing this very, very wrong? Our experts have the answers to those questions and many others. TaxAct. Let's get them over with.
All white chicken meat breaded in tortilla chips. They're Taco Bell's crispy chicken nuggets. Pretty different than the nugs you're used to. Haters will say, but that's not the classic nugget. Haters are right. Haters will love them anyways. Oh, and they come with Hidden Valley Ranch, another classic. But we mixed it up with Diablo. They can't hate that. I mean, they can, but they won't. Crispy chicken nuggets from Taco Bell. A brand new classic. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only while supplies last.
Binge listen this and all your artist stations, plus any song from our library of millions of songs, all ad-free. Get your free 30-day trial of iHeartRadio All Access. You'll love it. Don't be basic, be extra. Start your free 30-day trial of iHeartRadio All Access now.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Welcome back to a very loud McCarthy Athletic Center. Gonzaga, with 5 consecutive points from Emmanuel Innocente, has tied things up at 46, 13:43 to play in our basketball game. And Mo, back and forth we go here. As St. Mary's rallied from an early deficit. The Bulldogs led by 10 twice in the first half. Gales came back. They would open a 6-point lead, but here come the Zags. 4 ties, 4 lead changes, and we got ourselves a basketball game.
Good little run by Innocente. Great defensive possession. Then he comes down and knocks down a 3 in the corner. And previous to that, on the offensive side, he had a tip in. It's many runs against teams like this 5-0, 6-0 run, and because it's such a slower pace, got to be able to keep your wits about you defensively. Talked about it at the start. They went double teamed off of or helped down on Harry Wessels, and he just kicked out to wide open shooters, and St. Mary's made him pay twice. Have to understand personnel.
Out of the huddle for the Gales, it'll be Shaw, Lewis, Dent, Morauskas, and McKeever. Boy, McKeever's a big kid, Mo.
Yeah, he's tall.
Man, look at Morauskas. They list him at 6'8". Yeah, they list him at 7'2", but yeah, he's all of that, Mo. I think you're right. Ike, Worley, St. Superi, Fogel, and Grant Foster out of the Gonzaga huddle. Shaw will inbound from in front of the St. Mary's bench in a 46-46 game. Passes inbounds to Dent. Dent gets a couple of screens, dribbling to his left, now picked up defensively on the switch by Worley. Dribbles back to his right. Ike has him now. Passing the sideline. It's Lewis with it. Couple of dribbles back out to Dent. Dent top of the key. Pull up over Ike from the free throw line. Wouldn't go down, and up high to grab it is Grant Foster. Tyon into the front court with a dribble. Cut off, almost had it stripped away from behind. Pass back out to St. Superi. Right sideline pass to Worley. Top of the key for Ike. Hand off Fogel. Turns the corner. Pass right side. Grant Foster fakes the 3. Still dribbling on the perimeter on the right side. Going to work on Shaw. Bumps him off balance. Kicks it out to St. Superi. And now down low for Ike. Double team comes. Graham spins out of it and hits all net on the baseline jumper. Degree of difficulty 10. Zags back on top by 2.
Finally got one of those 15-footers to drop here in the second half.
And that'll get the crowd going. Our 5th lead change of the game. Dent picks up his dribble. Looks down low for McKeever. It's not there. Back out to Lewis between the circles. Lewis fires a 3 over St. Superi. Back iron, no good. Grant Foster flies in for another rebound. Tyon up the left sideline. He switched his shoes from the black sparklies to the purples. Driving, leaning, missing, but he's fouled. And the sparkly one's on in the first half.
Yeah, he went from the Wizard of Oz to the Grand Canyons.
Oh, yes.
Nonetheless, he's had a good start. Got a couple of rebounds, good takes. Going to go to the free throw line. Remember when we played, we had to have blue, white, red shoes.
Tyon's first free throw comes up short, and his woes at the line continue. St. Mary's McKeever and Lewis check out. Campbell and Wessels back in as Tyon gets ready for his second free throw. That one's short. Morauskas rebounds. Dent across half court. St. Superi pressures him. Now dribbles to his right off a screen from Wessel. Into the paint now. Gets all the way to the rim. The left-handed finish is good. We're tied at 48. Worley, left sideline pass, Grant Foster. Into the paint, spins, kicks. St. Superi catches, fires, and hits the 3-point shot. Bulldogs lead at 51-48.
Finally got the 3 ball going a little bit for Gonzaga. 3 in this second half, excuse me.
Under 12 to play. Dent with a right-handed dribble to the wing. Now sweeps across the paint. Bounces it, intended for Wessel, stolen by Fogel. Davis into the front court. Going to work on Campbell. Cut off. Finds Ike at the free throw line. Extra pass. Grant Foster fakes the 3. Penetrates on Wessels, who's whistled for the personal foul as Grant Foster hits the deck. And that's number 3 on the starting big man for St. Mary's.
Jeez, he just such a strong kid. It was a block, but he just stood there. Grant Foster almost went flying into the first row. Good attack, though, by Tyon getting to the free throw line.
We have a timeout on the floor. Dent complaining to the official that he got punched in the mouth. Randy Bennett also letting him have it as they head to their huddle. 51-48, Gonzaga back on top with 11.5 to play. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from Learfield.
Look, I'm not going to tell you have to have a Camas Rewards card when you come to Northern Quest. You don't. You don't have to earn points on every dollar you spend here or enjoy prize entries, dining discounts, pre-sale concert tickets, and so on. Heck, you don't even have to receive free cash money for doing what you already do here. After all, free country, right? Camas Rewards for all the ways you play.
The post-career day press conference brought to you by Progressive.
Anthony, can you tell us what happened during career day? I'm a biomedical researcher. The kids just weren't impressed. How did you feel when your son called in the backup? Embarrassed. And I knew it would be a fireman. It's always a fireman. It's cliche, but a crowd favorite. He had an axe and everything. I can't compete with that. And will the fireman be helping your son with his science fair project? Hope not. I'm literally a scientist.
Like it or not, sometimes you need a backup. That's why there's Progressive to protect your home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
The season is heating up, and ICCU is proud to be a sponsor of Gonzaga University Athletics. From tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first game to March's biggest moments, we're cheering on the Zags and supporting fans every step of the way. With powerful digital tools, local service, and a commitment to community, ICCU is your financial partner, on and off the court. ICCU, looking after your daily balance. Let's go, Zags!
You're listening to Gonzaga basketball from Learfield. Let's go back courtside. Once again, alongside two-time NBA champion Adam Morrison. Here's the voice of Gonzaga basketball, Tom Hudson.
Exactly 11 minutes and 30 seconds left in our basketball game here at the McCarthy Athletics Center. 6th-ranked Gonzaga 51, St. Mary's 48. 5 lead changes, 5 ties. Gonzaga is back on top. Gonzaga basketball is brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Visit Toyota.com or your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. Mo, the Bulldogs starting to score a little bit here in the second half. You mentioned it. I mean, the big difference for GU after a 1-for-6 start from behind the three-point line. They've gone 3 of 5 here in the second half. They're playing with great energy right now.
They're playing with great energy defensively. Done a good job flying around, especially on the glass, and then just crazy when you make shots how much it just helps everything, the energy, the confidence, the collective overall joy. Hopefully they continue it.
Grant Foster to the free throw line. And the first one is good.
A little bit of a sarcastic cheer for Tyon making a free throw.
That one comes up well short. Damn. 52-48 is the score. Well, 1 out of 5 tonight. He was 2 out of 8 against San Francisco. Just out of nowhere. Dent out top with it. Dribbling to the right wing. Fires a pass. Near sideline. Campbell shoots a 3. Rims out. Weak side rebound. St. Superior. Mario with his head up. Brings it up the floor. Passes on the right sideline. Fogel sets a screen for Davis. Brings it back out top. One-hander over to Worley. Far sideline. Grant Foster. Defended by Shaw. Going to work on the freshman. Gets into the paint. Kicks back out. Ike open at three-point line. Fakes the jumper. Wessel slips and falls. Graham hammers it home with 2 hands. Leaving the big fella on the floor. Zags by 6.
A beautiful shot fake. He's made a 3 earlier in the first half. Wessel's bid on it. Fell down. Ike gathers his feet and goes up for the 2-handed slam.
Dent between the circles. Fans on their feet. Dribbling to his right. Now back to his left. Slips and falls, but a whistle and a foul.
Man, that's a tough call right there.
Yeah,
I
it
thought
is.
Mario was in correct body position there defensively. They need to show that again, but great play from Graham Ike at the previous possession.
Graham, 18 points in his return from a 3-game absence. Dent inbounds to Wessels. Hand back to Dent. Thought about a 3. Pulled it down. Now he will fire the 3. That one is off the mark. Grant Foster rips it away from Wessels, who's whistled for his 4th personal foul. with Tyon up higher than everybody, and then some, Mo. That was some leaping ability right there.
Yeah, it's a great rebounder from the perimeter, because a lot of times you get a run and chop your steps, and he's such a good leaper, like you said. So that's a big call. I know Wessel's not a great scorer, but he's just a load inside, setting screens and get his hands on basketballs. He's a much more athletic body than McKeever.
Bulldogs on a 13-2 run. Here's Grant Foster going to work on Shaw. Leaves it for Worley cutting. He lays it up and in. Make it 15-2. Bulldogs 56, Gales 48.
Curl cut, Iverson cut to a hard rip for Tyon Grant Foster to turn the corner. Great play to get that ball up, too.
A whistle and a foul. Morauskas ends up on the ground, and let's see who they're going to call.
It'll be Worley. His third. We'll go back to Manny, I think, off the bench. Makes sense. Manny's actually done a pretty good job defending Morauskas, who's got 13 points, leading the WCC in scoring in about 19 and a half. So see if we can keep him under his numbers.
Inbound to Dent in the backcourt. Back to the front court with the dribble to McKeever. Hand back to Dent. Dent dribbling on the right side. Hands it off to Campbell. Campbell calling for a clear out. Wants to throw it down low. Gets it to the big man McKeever. Back out to Morauskas, 3-point line. 4 seconds shoot. Gives it up to Shaw. Shaw will shoot. And no, that is... Wow. And the official said he can't be in his cylinder. I can read his lips as Emmanuel is trying to ask him what exactly went wrong. Second time the Zags have been called for one shooting a three.
Yeah, Manny had his hands back, too.
There you go, Mo. There's a replay.
That's not a foul.
No, it's nowhere close to a foul. There's zero contact. And he called it on the shot. It wasn't like he called it, you're not giving him space to land.
Yeah.
He called it as the shot went up. And that is a brutal call. And again, Mo, we talk about this stuff in games that are this physical.
That's soft, in my opinion, like you said. That's just because he's got to fight over the screen and the switch anyway. So there's going to be some momentum. But that's
Shaw makes all three. So second time tonight they've made all 6 of those free throws. 56-51, Zags still lead by 5. Here's Grant Foster. Shaw runs into him, and they don't blow the whistle, and Coach Few is livid. Tyon going to work on Shaw again. Pulls up from the right wing. Jumper is an air ball. It's chased down by Inocente. Kicks it out to Ike, 3-point line. He'll fire a three. He hits the three! Graham Ike putting on a show in his return. Give him 21, and the lead is back to 8. Into the front court, St. Mary's. It's Campbell with it, hounded by Inocente. Gets it away to McKeever over the top. It's caught by Morauskas, who's looking for contact. Got Grant Foster in the air. Didn't get the foul, but he got the easy 2, 59-53. Under 9 to play here in Spokane. Fogle on the left side, calling for a screen from Ike. Graham sets it for him. Davis turns the corner into the paint, forces one. Campbell bumped him off balance, and he's whistled for the foul.
Yeah, we earned that one.
My goodness. I'm the one in front of us with Shaw. He ran right through time.
Right through time. Ended up getting a 3 out of it, but still, I think Coach Few went absolutely ballistic on the officials, which earned that right, too. But so that's what then Randy's saying is, are you going to let him, and then
Vogel's free throw is good. He'll shoot another.
Do you remember last year's game at their place, and they had that young guy, and he was stuck on the sideline? He got both coaches to sense the young, inexperienced official, and we were laughing about it like, he's going to have a rough night. He couldn't get off the sideline either. It was like 6 minutes in a row. It's 2 Hall of Famers just chewing you out every time.
Vogel goes 1 out of 2. The Bulldogs, they're a decent start at the line. He struggled here of late. Still, they lead at 60-53. Liam Campbell gets around Fogle, kicks back out, wide open look at a 3, and it's good. All net. Uzanis just back in from Morauskas. I mentioned it earlier. 13 of his 16 shots coming in from behind the line. Got a wide open look. Made the Zags pay. St. Superior, left sideline pass for Inocente. Back out to the freshman point guard. Gets a screen from Ike, dribbles to the right wing, passes back left side, Fogle. Fogle driving baseline, cut off there. Back out to Ike. Graham's going to fire another three. This time from the left side, comes up short. Foster tips it, saved by Fogle. He'll shoot it from in front of the Kennel Club. Rims out, ball tipped. It is out of bounds and last touched by, looks like the Bulldogs. And Coach Few is looking at Davis Fogle and let's throw it back out and set up instead of as you're falling into the crowd, spinning and shooting a three.
Yeah. One of those you got to make.
60-56 is our score. Exactly 8 minutes to play. Official timeout in Spokane. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from Learfield.
New Year, same extra value meals at McDonald's. Now get a savory sausage McMuffin with egg, plus hash browns, and a small coffee for just $5.
For limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Hawaii, Alaska, and California, and for delivery.
That's the sound of James adding long-lasting Gain scent boosters to his laundry this morning. Several hours later, James sniffs the irresistible scent of Gain on his shirt. Gain. Several hours later, James has even caught the attention of his mother-in-law, and she never gives him attention.
Ooh, you smell amazing, James.
Oh, thanks, Mom. I love you too.
I never said that.
Add Gain scent boosters to your laundry. Add joy to your day.
A new documentary film from Paris Hilton.
I've loved music ever since I was a little girl.
What's your name again? Call Abdullah.
I think when people would see me out at night, they just saw this carefree girl. I knew somewhere deep down that if I listened to all those hateful comments out there in the world, that I would never recover. So I decided to own the narrative.
Paris Hilton's Infinite Icon, a visual memoir playing only in theaters January 30th. Get your tickets now.
Booking.com has stays for absolutely anyone. For instance, imagine you're a vampire thirsting for a lively hotel. You'll find a Vegas resort near some great nightlife. Perfect. You may be undead, but you're the life of the party. And if the forecast calls for sun, at least there's free cancellation on most stays, so you can wait for the perfect weather. Gorgeous. If a vampire can find their perfect stay, anyone can. Find exactly what you're booking for. Booking.com, booking.yeah.
Center alongside Adam Morris and Tom Hudson with you tonight. It has been an entertaining ball game. The Bulldogs led by 10 on a couple of occasions in the first half. St. Mary's biggest lead has been 6. Gonzaga's led for nearly 22 minutes to just over 7 for the Gales. Gonzaga currently had 60-56, exactly 8 minutes to play. Well, Xfinity believes Gonzaga fans deserve a deal you can bank on. Xfinity's 5-year price guarantee. You get the most intelligent Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. No contracts, no pump fakes, just a fast break for your future self. Here we go, Mo. We knew it was going to be a tight one.
Yep.
Kudos to both teams because, we saw the Zags get out to an early 10-0 lead. And I know there's a lot of basketball to be played, but St. Mary's made a run. They silenced this building. The Zags got it going again. St. Mary's made a little bit of a run. Zags had that 15-2 run to go ahead. Now St. Mary's turn to make a little bit of inroads into the Gonzaga lead.
Yeah, it's just going to be a back and forth battle. We knew it coming into it. So who can execute the most down the stretch, who can rebound the basketball. Got to continue to make shots as well.
St. Mary's inbounds to Dent in the backcourt. Gets around into Gente. Now slows it down. The one between the circles. He's trapped. Looking to get it away. Able to Campbell on the right sideline. Dribbling over there. St. Superior picks him up. Bounce intended for McKeever. Stolen by St. Superior. He's on the run. Throws the alley-oop. And Gente can't get it to go. Tip attempt for the Bulldogs. It's no good. Ball still loose, but St. Superior comes away with it. Pass out to Ike. Now St. Superior again. Great chance for the Zags. They couldn't score on 2 easy looks. St. Superior spinning around. Gets to the right wing with the dribble. Passes the free throw line to Ike. His one-hander is good. 2 more for Graham, who has 23. Lead back to 6 for Gonzaga as we approach 7 minutes to play in the game. Dent, right sideline pass for Campbell. Gets a screen from Uzanis. Fires a pass out top of the big man, McKeever. Hand back to Dent. Dent can't shake free of Worley. Gets a screen. Dribbling to his right. Ike comes over to challenge. Shot is off the mark. Grant Foster tipped it away from McKeever. It's saved by Shaw. Ball being knocked around. St. Mary's comes away with it out to Campbell. Campbell driving with the left hand, and it's a shot clock violation on the Gales. I think after all that scrambling and the ball being poked around, there was no change of possession, and I didn't realize, to be honest with you, Mo.
I didn't realize it either, but there's not much of a protest by St. Mary's. I think they might have to go look at it. It was a weird play because it looked like shot attempts, but I honestly can't recall if it hit the rim or not. Yeah, they got to look at it, I guess. Makes sense.
And so I think the question is now, because Randy Bennett's the one who walked out there and said you guys should review it. Now, is this an official review by St. Mary's?
Yeah, it hit the rim. Yep. It did. It hit the rim previous to Shaw getting it, so that's
before they kicked it back out.
It's going to be St. Mary's basketball, should be. So now, here's my question: how much time do you put on the shot clock? Yep. Where do they get the ball? Mm-hmm. You get side OB top box, or do you get below? Obviously, there's a procedural aspect to it. I just don't know. Is it 20 on the clock? You know what I mean? Is it considered a dead ball, 20 or whatever? You know what I mean? Like to watch.
So there's the shot off the rim.
Yeah. So then they got it at 7. So then it went down. So you'd say 22 seconds in theory, right? Yeah. 22 on the shot clock because of that 7.
Well, it resets to 20, right? So.
Oh, you're right. So 13. You're right. I was assuming.
But you're right, though. Yeah, I think you're right on the number.
Yeah.
I think that's
7 seconds. So 13 or 14 about is our educated guess. But with these officials, who knows what's going on right now? So we just.
They continue to look at it. And as Mo said, it definitely will be St. Mary's basketball. 6:48 to play. Graham Ike in his return has 23 points for the Bulldogs. He's 9 of 18 from the field. He's made a couple of threes. Emmanuel Inocente, 10 points. He's hit a pair of 3-point shots on 3 attempts. And they're the two Zags in double figures right now. Worley has 8. Mario Thanksbury with 7. Meanwhile, for St. Mary's, Shaw with 13. Dent has 12. Morauskas on the bench with 15. So they do set it. They put it at 11. There's 6:48 to play. And Mo, now that we're sitting here thinking about it, I didn't look at the replay, see who had the basketball. That would have been an interesting one, too, on the rebound. Did St. Mary's grab the rebound?
Yes. So Shaw got it. And that's when it should have been.
And then it went out.
Yes. But I don't get how they get it on baseline OB, right? So that's where I'm confused on. Anyway, nonetheless, it is St. Mary's basketball. It should be the right thing, right call.
Dent looks to inbound. Gives it up to Lewis, coming off a couple of screens. His 3 is blocked by Grant Foster. Ike comes away with it, passes it to Tyon. He's on the run, gets around Lewis, and can't finish the layup. Dent with the rebound. Walks it across the timeline. He's met there by Inocente. Dribbling to his right. Gets a screen from Morauskas, who's returned. Can't do anything with it. Now one from Wessels, who's back out there with those 4 personals. Dent weaving his way around. Passes it to Lewis. Lewis drives baseline. Denied there by Worley. Worley sees Lewis drive on him, and then Lewis leans in, and Jalen picks up his 4th personal foul.
Question is, you go with Davis or
comes the
Miller
16 mark,
or do you let him play? What do you do? What do you think? How do you take him out for about to the next media? Talking about Worley, and then you play him the rest of the game with 4.
Yep. Lewis, the free throw line, misses his first attempt. Bulldogs lead at 62-56 with 6:16 to play. Wessels on the floor with 4 for St. Mary's. Worley out there with 4 for the Zags. Second one for Lewis rattles home. 62-57 Zags. Mario St. Superior walks it into the half court. One-handed pass right sideline into Chente. Emmanuel gives it up top of the key for Ike. Graham backing down. Wessels now hands it off to Grant Foster. Shot rejected. It was Wessels there to deny him. But Lewis is going to fly down the floor. Leaves it for Wessels. Wessels can't get up a shot. Kick out to Shaw. Shaw fakes the three. Close out by Grant Foster. Feed down low, Wessels. Wessels looks back to Shaw. Shaw dribbles away from pressure under the basket. Kick out from Morauskas. Great play by Worley. He knocked it off his leg and out of bounds. Gonzaga basketball.
Good defensive effort there, especially by a Kion underneath, multiple slides and chest ups, right, without fouling, and then Worley denying right there to cause the turnover. This is a big sequence here. 5:40 left, up 5. Haven't looked great in the last few possessions offensively.
St. Superior between the circles of the dribble. Left sideline pass. Inocente has it. Back out top. St. Superior gets a screen from Ike. Dribbles to his right, bounce back to Ike. Fakes the shot. Barrels into the big man Wessels and scores it off the glass. Hammers it home for his 24th and 25th points of the night. 64-57. Zags on top. Grant Foster goes for the steal. Shaw picks up the dribble. Spinning around. Needs some help. Looking for a 5-second call, didn't get it. Able to get it away to Dent. Dent with 10 seconds to shoot. Dribbles at 25 feet. Gets a screen from Wessels. Dribbles back to his left. Now a little crossover move on Inocente. Gets into the paint and scores. Dent just showing great patience.
Yeah, that was a tough finish over a body right there with Inocente hounding them all over the floor.
Inocente in front of the GU bench. Lewis defends. Back out top for St. Superior. Screen from Worley. Driving with the left hand. Gets into the paint. Hands it off to Ike. Ike dribbles away from a double team. Kicks it back out to St. Superior. He'll pull up. Shoot a three. Goes to the deck. Shots off the mark. Wessels rebounds. St. Superior looking for a foul call. Didn't get it. Dent in the front court. Trying to throw it to Morauskas. It's stolen by Inocente. Emmanuel in the front court with a head of steam. Picks up his dribble. Leaves it for Ike. Graham looks for Worley. He's under the basket. He scores. Bulldogs 66, Gales 59.
Simple play by Graham Ike. Instead of forcing it up, comes to a jump stop, finds a teammate. Fundamental basketball.
A steal from Emmanuel started that. And the Bulldogs lead is back to 7. Exactly 4 minutes to play. Dent out top. Keeps the dribble alive. Gets a screen from Wessels. Little crossover on Emmanuel. Throws up the runner. It's good. An offensive foul is going to go against St. Mary's. Wessels will foul out of the game, knocking Graham Ike out of the way to clear things out for Dent. 3 minutes, 51 seconds to play. The debate now is whether or not the shot will count.
Yep.
And it will continue with Randy Bennett right in the middle of the conversation. We'll let you know what happens when we come back. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from Learfield.
Anyone who works for themselves has the toughest boss on the planet, a real taskmaster with no respect for nights or weekends. Still, it doesn't have to be lonely at the top. Wheatland Bank makes running a business seamless with a careful mix of personal service, deep resources, and the latest tech. After all, you're only human. Unlike that bully whose name's on the door, your 5-star Wheatland Bank. Relationships you can count on.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
At Western National Insurance, NICE is a little word that does big things for everyone. NICE is a helping hand when you need it most, and the peace of mind that comes from knowing you can trust the person on the other end of the call. For more than a century, we've been protecting individuals, families, and businesses with NICE as our foundation. Experience the power of NICE for yourself. Ask your independent insurance agent for Western National.
Progressive presents the Passionate Sports Fan Checklist. Signed jersey of your favorite bench warmer? Check. 14 bobbleheads that look nothing like the players they're emulating? Check. Twin TVs so you can watch the game on 2 different networks simultaneously? Check. Life-size wall sticker of your favorite player that routinely freaks you out at night? Check. A second life-size wall sticker so after the first one freaks you out, you see the second and you're like, oh right, the wall stickers. Check and mate. Bundle your renters and auto insurance with Progressive and save on protection for the things on your checklist. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers not available in all states or situations covered subject to policy terms.
From blowout wins,
it's all Zags here pulling away,
to buzzer-beating buckets.
He's got it! 0.6 of a second to play. Zags lead by 2.
We do it all. This is Gonzaga basketball.
3:51 to play at the Kettle. Zags 66, Gales 59. Well, Comcast believes Gonzaga fans deserve a deal you can bank on. With Xfinity's 5-year price guarantee, you get the most intelligent Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. No contracts, no pump fakes, just a fast break for your future self. They've been looking at that last play, and it looks to me that the contact on the foul is just before Dent releases it. But look at that, Mo. It is really, really close.
Yeah.
We'll see what the officials say as they've reviewed it now multiple times. Gonzaga currently leading 66-59. How about Emmanuel Inocente? 10 points. His first double-figure game since he had 13 against Santa Clara back on the 8th of January. He and Graham Ike, along with Jalen Worley in double figures. 10 for Worley, 10 for Inocente, 25 for Ike. Looks like the conversation has come to a conclusion. A lot of noise in here. Trying to hear what the officials are saying is nearly impossible. Trying to read lips is just as bad. It's dark. There are lights flashing. I feel like maybe we ended up in a rave here tonight. There's some lights for the old man.
There we go, yeah.
Those are my kids are always sitting in the dark. I'm like, wait, can we turn on a light in here?
Yeah.
What are we doing? So they are going to wave off the basket.
Big
At
sequence.
least it would appear, yep.
Huge sequence.
The Zags will have the ball. Worley, St. Superi, Ike, Grant Foster, and Inocente out there for GU. Dent's going to apply some pressure in the backcourt on Mario as he brings the ball up the floor. Freshman's across the timeline. Plenty of time to spare. Screen from Ike, dribbles to his left. Gets another one from Graham, back to his right, to the wing. Bounces to Ike, who leans in. McKeever stripped it away, and then Ike kicked it out of bounds. Turnover on the Zags. It's something they have not done in the second half.
Yeah, it's just the turnover has been terrific. It was 9-9 at half. Now it's 18-10. It's much better. 9-1.
Dent has Inocente all over him. Passes to McKeever on the pick and roll. Power dribble, shoots, misses. Took an extra hop off the rim, and then I think they're going to get Worley for a foul. And that's going to be Jalen. If Tyon Smart, he gets his hand up there and says, it's me.
It is Tyon.
Oh, they are going to give it to Tyon. I thought they got
on the floor.
Yeah, the Gonzaga coaching staff
is on the floor.
It's on the floor.
Oh, my.
Same official has gotten 2 shooting fouls today that have...
It's on the floor, you guys. It's obvious. Yeah, see? My goodness. And then there's not even... St. Mary's not even arguing. It's getting close.
And Lewis checks out. Campbell is back in, and Dent's going to inbound on the baseline.
Watch this maniac officiating crew.
Inbound to McKeever, hands it back to Dent. Oh, no.
Yeah, right on cue, huh?
Yeah, right on cue. A touch foul out, dribbling away from the basket at 25 feet. Ike's whistled for the personal. That's a 16 foul on the Bulldogs. Just the second on Graham. The Shaw will inbound from in front of the Kennel Club. Passes it into Dent. Screen from McKeever. Pulls up, fires a 3. Comes up short. Rebound is tipped. Still being batted around. Not anymore. Grant Foster comes out of the fray. Shaw all over him. Grant Foster gets into the front court. Back out to St. Superi. Now to Worley. Left side. Inocente catches and fires. Too much on that one. Way long. Shaw comes away with the rebound.
No, he's had a good game. That's not the shot we want. That's too quick.
Under 3 to play. Denton has it poked away from behind by Worley, but got it back. Kicked it to Campbell. Campbell's 3 is off the mark. Ball's out of bounds. Oh. And Grant Foster is whistled for the personal foul. McKeever couldn't grab the rebound. It was going out of bounds. It would have been Gonzaga ball, but instead, it's going to be free throws. The front end of a 1-and-1 for McKeever. $2:50 to play here in Spokane.
Jeez.
Keeper at the line. The front end is all net. St. Mary's continues to shoot their free throws well. 20 out of 22 as McKeever gets ready for his second. We mentioned in the pregame show, best free throw shooting team in the country at 81%. McKeever's second is also good. 66-61, Gonzaga on top. St. Superi met by Dent at half court. Mario directing traffic from 40 feet. Dribble on the right side. It's a screen from Ike to the left wing with it. Pull up from 10. Good! Big time shot for St. Superior. Zags by 7.
They're giving him that 10-footer. He's been taking in the first half. Like you said, huge shot. Big defensive possession coming up. 2:20 left.
Dent can't get around into Chente. Retreats with his dribble. Calling for another screen from McKeever. Picks up his dribble. Passes it away to Campbell. Campbell driving with the left. Back out to Dent. 3-point line left side. 10 seconds to shoot. Screen for McKeever. Dent on the right wing now with the dribble. Behind his back. Innocente all over him. Bounces it out to Shaw. Shoots it with 2. The deep one is off the mark. Ball is batted. Rebound to St. Superior, and the Zags are going to slow things down.
Great defensive possession. Tyon with a excellent closeout there to really make that shot difficult for Shaw.
Zags call a timeout with a 7-point lead and 1:46 to play. Zags are going to extend this into a full timeout. Why don't we take a 1-minute break? 1:46 to play in Spokane. Zags 68, St. Mary's 61. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from Learfield.
A true teammate takes on every day with a winner's attitude, gets up when they fall down, and leaves it all on the field. There's a group of teammates who do all these things every single day. But they're more than your typical athlete. They're kids facing unthinkable medical circumstances. Team Impact matches children facing serious illness and disability with college sports teams, creating a long-term, life-changing experience for everyone involved. Join us in the movement to get all kids in the game. Visit teamimpact.org to learn more. Team Impact. All in, all together.
Marsh McLennan Agency is a proud sponsor of Gonzaga Sports. When it comes to insurance, how hard does your team really work for you? At Marsh McLennan Agency, we do the shopping for the right insurance carrier, ensuring you get the right coverage tailored to your needs. Our local experts are dedicated to providing personalized service backed by the resources of Marsh, the global leader in insurance. Visit MMANorthwest.com and get started on finding a better insurance coverage for you. Go Zags!
Zags win 68-61. They have the ball with 1:46 to play. Earn your bragging rights at Northern Quest. More slot machines, table games, restaurants, lounges, and luxury hotel rooms than anyone else in the region. Northern Quest, yes, the best. For northernquest.com. All right, Mo, 21 seconds to shoot, 1:46 to play. Early looking inbound, throws in the backcourt to St. Superior. Then chases him back there. Now the Bulldogs will go to work on offense. Mario out top. Passes left sideline into Chente. They back off and he feeds it to Ike. Ike dribbles away from pressure with 4 seconds to shoot. He'll step back. They leave him open. He shoots the 3 and hits the 3-point shot. Campbell retreated. Graham knocked down his third 3 of the night. The lead is back to 10 at 71-61.
What a weird sequence. They had him covered, and like you said, they just backed off him.
Campbell on the drive. Ike rejects him with authority. Worley comes away with a basketball, gets it away to St. Superior. 1 minute to play, and now the Bulldogs will slow it down. Dent trying to poke it away. Mario gets a screen from Worley, dribbles to the right side. Picked up there defensively by Uzanis. Dribbling to the right wing with it. Draws the defense, kicks to Grant Foster. Grant Foster, 5 seconds to shoot, gets Shaw in the air, leans in, throws up an air ball. And here comes Campbell with it. Bulldogs lead at 71-61. Poked away by Worley. Jalen is whistled for the personal foul. At least I believe it was Jalen. Let's see if they got Emmanuel. Oh, they got Innocente. St. Mary's has missed its last 5, has gone just 1 of its last 8. And the Bulldogs have taken advantage to get it back to double figures. Led by 10 on 2 occasions in the first half, 19-9 and 23-13. Front end of the 1-and-1 is good. .35 seconds to play. Campbell ready for his second. Makes them both 71-63. Timeout called by St. Mary's, trailing by 8, 35 seconds to play. Steele Venters is going to check into the game for the Bulldogs as St. Mary's makes this a full timeout. We'll keep it here in Spokane this time around as Braden Smith gets ready to check in. The hands team coming in for Coach Few. Well, at First Interstate, it's about supporting our communities and cheering on our teams. Thank you for letting us be your trusted community bank for more than 50 years. First Interstate Bank, built for you. Member FDIC. Looks like Davis Fogel will enter the lineup for the Zags as well. The Bulldogs shooting 47% in the game. 27 out of 58, 6 out of 17 shooting threes, but they've made some big ones in the second half here, Mo. After a 1-for-6 start, the Bulldogs have hit some real big ones at really clutch opportunities.
Yeah,
clutch moments.
Massive threes, big-time threes. Inocente got us started with 2 early in the second half. Mario St. Cyprien hit a big one, and obviously that Graham EK one kind of sealed the deal. Obviously, there's 35 seconds. There's still clock. We still got to go down and make free throws, inbound the basketball. We had an issue early in the WCC season against, was that San Diego down there? We couldn't get the ball across half court, so let's not assume that this game is put to bed yet, but
5 ties, 5 lead changes. Bulldogs led for 26 minutes. St. Mary's for a little over 7. Zags' biggest lead has been 10 on 3 occasions now. St. Mary's led by 6 early in the second half. Steele Venters will inbound for the Bulldogs. Has the baseline to run. He does. Pass into EK. Immediately, Dent fouls him. Dent's looking around saying, I didn't, but he did.
It really catches teams off guard, too, having your center be your best free throw shooter, right? And be the first guy to pop to the basketball.
Smith, Venters, Fogel check out. Inocente, Worley, Grant, Foster going to check in. EK at the free throw line. Graham has 28 points on 11 of 20 shooting.
It's a terrific game coming back from missing, 3 games?
3 games, yep.
14 days or something like that.
Yep. It's a 9th 20-point game.
Get him in the cold tub after this, right?
Yep. Graham makes them both his second 30-point game of the season. And it pushes the lead back to 10. 10 to the front court. Newsom McKeever's screen, drives, gets right to the rim, and scores 2 more. And again, St. Mary's will call a timeout. 26.6 seconds to play. We'll have those same substitutions for the Zags. Venters, Fogel, and Smith will check in. Inocente, Grant Foster, and Worley to the bench. And boy, after this one, the Bulldogs will head back out on the road. We haven't left the state of Washington this entire month of January. 3 at home, and then we were in Pullman, and then Seattle, and now this wraps up a 3-game homestand at the end of the month. We'll head down to Portland and Corvallis next week. We have to finish this one off first. 26.6 seconds to play and an 8-point Gonzaga advantage. St. Mary's out of timeouts. The Zags still have 2. Each team has committed 8 personal fouls. Nobody there to inbound for the Bulldogs just yet. Now Braden Smith's going to walk back behind the baseline. Gets it into St. Cyprien. Mario splits a couple of red shirts. They're trying to foul him, but he's able to bounce it away to Smith, who calls a timeout. And Mario's walking back to the bench. I think I got fouled 3 times.
Yeah,
I did 2, honestly.
So, yeah, I'm curious to see if St. Mary's is going to foul again. Obviously, right? I mean,
yeah.
Sometimes people wave the white flag for the analytic part of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the Ken Palm stuff. And
yep.
Gonzaga up 8 with 20 seconds to go. I think you go one more trap and maybe hopefully get a steal. If not, then you just back off.
8-point lead, 20.2 seconds on the clock. Again, Graham Ike in his return from injury. His second 30-point game of the season, his ninth 20-point game. And 34 points a couple games before he was injured. Steele Venters is going to inbound for the Bulldogs, this time on the sideline in front of Randy Bennett. Able to get it in to Smith. Smith bounces to Venters. Venters is fouled. Coach Few, he's trying to figure out a little bit, right, Mo, because I'm with you. Either like if you're not going to foul, okay. But when you're fouling, then you have to start blowing a whistle.
Yep.
Steele Venters will step to the free throw line for GU.
They got 6 on the floor, fellas.
Yeah, 6 Zags are on the floor right now. Need to get somebody off. It's Jalen Worley who's going to leave. Venters to the line. Comes up short. Hawk rebounds into the front court with it. Had it knocked away by Ike. Graham steals the basketball. Graham is going to dribble it into the front court and dribble it down. Clock down to 3. Clock hits 0. Horn sound. The Zags win. 73-65, the final score. GU led by 10, trailed by 6, and came back to win it by 8. 73-65. Zags ride the huge comeback from Graham Ike, 30 points to their 22nd win of the season. Gonzaga 22-1. The win streak is now at 15 games. The Bulldogs remain atop the WCC standings at 10-0. Post-game coverage from the Kennel coming your way next. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from their field.
Support Gonzaga basketball through NIL. Zags Collective is the leading NIL collective supporting Zags student athletes through name, image, and likeness. Zags Collective creates opportunities for student athletes to engage with the community and grow their brand. Plus, you get access to autograph sessions, exclusive events, and more. Become a member today. Go to ZagsNILCollective.com and get started.
Not to brag or anything, but Arby's new $7.99 meat in 3 box is kind of a big deal. The other guys give you just 1 side. We give you 3 sides. Not to brag. You get a meaty sandwich, curly fries, mott sticks, a sweet treat, and a drink. All for just $7.99. It's more meal for your money. More meal for your money. More meal for your money. Where'd that come from?
Arby's, we have the meats. At participating Arby's for a limited time.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store and online. And now, the more you buy, the more you save on beds, bases, and more. Plus, get free home delivery on most beds with base. Limited time. For JD Power 2025 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Check it out at the Sleep Number store today.
The game is over, but plenty more is still to come. Welcome to the Numerica Credit Union postgame show. Numerica Credit Union. Life moves. Live well. Federally insured by NCUA. Here's the voice of the Zags, Tom Hudson.
Great atmosphere at the McCarthy Athletics Center tonight as the 6th-ranked Zags knock off St. Mary's 73-65. The final score, the Bulldogs remain undefeated in West Coast Conference play. They are 10-0. St. Mary's is now 8-2, with Santa Clara sandwiched in between 9-1. The Broncos in second place in the league standings at the end of January. Good start for the Bulldogs. Well, I feel like we've been saying that a lot lately.
Yeah.
You get out to that early 10. It was a 12-0 lead over San Francisco, and then the other team climbs back. And obviously, it's you're not going to turn that to 24 and 36. I mean, the other team's got some good players, but it does feel like the Zags fall into this a little bit of a trend where it's like get out to a really nice start and then have a few miscues, and then the other team comes back. But again, another really good start for the Bulldogs tonight. They got ahead 19-9. They were ahead 23-13. Then St. Mary's went on that little 9-0 run and got right back in the game.
Yeah, it's nice, obviously, having a good start. And so hopefully, that's a continued trend. But our guys did an excellent job of, maintaining some St. Mary's runs, and especially late in that first half. But what a hard-nosed, tough game. Obviously, we're going to really break down the numbers, but just the first number that jumps out at me, 34% shooting from St. Mary's. Our defense has been fantastic the last 4 games.
Bulldogs led 23-22 after that 9-0 run. They would hold off that St. Mary's run, at least temporarily, got the lead back up to 6 at 32-26. But then St. Mary's with another little burst, and then all of a sudden you looked up, and it was a 4-point St. Mary's lead at halftime. In the second half, the Bulldogs came out. We went back and forth before the Bulldogs tied things up. And how about Emmanuel Innocente tonight, Mo? You're going to look at that line and say, man, that's a heck of a basketball game. I mean, he was 4 of 9 from the field. He knocked down 2 threes, that 3 that tied it at 46 apiece. I think that for me, obviously, I'm not on the St. Mary's staff, but even we know that Emmanuel can knock down an open 3. In that situation, they're pretty comfortable with him shooting it, I would imagine. Yeah. And him knocking that thing down, tying things up. And I felt like it got the crowd kind of rolling again. It got the Zags rolling again. And then they would get a bucket right after that from Graham Ike. And then from there, slowly pull away. That was part of that 15-2 run for the Zags that helped them separate.
Yeah, it got us going in the second half. And we talked about it at halftime. We need just somebody to make shots. We're getting good looks. And he got us going with those two threes. And then, we go 5 for 11 in the second half, and that's obviously propelled us to, get a lead, but just get some more confidence. And once somebody knocks it down, it reverberates amongst the team, and good job by our guys finding him open.
Yeah, so the Bulldogs trailing by 5 went on that 15-2 run. They would lead at 56-48. Mo, I thought another huge play in that basketball game. With about 4 minutes left, they were trying to throw a long pass down the floor to Morauskas, who had the mismatch on Emmanuel down here on the left block.
Yeah.
It was a long bounce pass. Emmanuel stepped around, poked it away. That would end up leading to the Ike to Worley bucket. And then the lead's back up to 7. So, again, we talked about huge plays. I mean, it's 66-59 at that point, right? Or, excuse me, it's 64-59 at that point. Morauskas, best scorer in the league, catches that thing. He gets an easy lay-in.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it's a one-possession game. But Manny makes that play, and the Bulldogs push it back to 7.
Yeah, he was all over the place. And it's those swing plays and those mini runs that you get in tight games like this that can decide if you win or not, especially against the St. Mary's team that limits the amount of possessions. So those type of just little hustle plays, zag plays, can really turn the tides.
The Bulldogs would go on to push the lead back to 10. The 3-point shot from Graham Ike with 1:15 to play, and they win it by 8. We'll talk about it a lot, but some of those plays will not show up in the scorebook. Tyon Grant Foster was flying around low and made multiple big-time plays for the Zags.
Yeah, he just did, especially the rebounding, and he had 7 rebounds, but just flying around, and coming from the weak side, especially as a perimeter player. I said it, you get to chop your steps, and you kind of get to, go locate long rebounds. He did that tonight and helped us lead out and get fast break opportunities.
Bulldogs win it 73-65. St. Mary's run of 2 straight wins in Spokane comes to an end. Bulldogs 10-0. Gales 8-2 in West Coast Conference play. We're going to take a break. Wyatt's standing by. He's got highlights from tonight's game coming your way right after this. Post-game interviews coming as well. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from Learfield.
Hey fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
At Papa Murphy's, we hand make delicious pizza from scratch every day so that you can bake it to perfection in your oven just the way you like it. Introducing Stuffed Mondays. Every Monday, get any large stuffed pizza for only $16.99. That's over 4 pounds of pizza, fresh from your oven. Enough to feed the whole family. Papa Murphy's Stuffed Mondays. They make great pizza so you can make the pizza great. Offer available in store only. Call ahead to order.
Living a healthy, happy life is built on a foundation of good habits, wholesome foods, plenty of sleep, regular exercise, and for women, a breast cancer risk assessment by age 25, and annual screening mammograms beginning at 40. Our convenient Spokane area locations make scheduling your mammogram easy. Schedule your exam today. Call 509-455-4455 or visit www.inlandimaging.com/appointments.
Spokane International Airport is a proud sponsor of Gonzaga Athletics. The airport connects Zags fans and alums with over 60 daily departures to more than 20 nonstop destinations provided by 7 major airlines, as well as one-stop connections to most major metropolitan centers throughout the U.S. Real-time arrival and flight departure information is available at SpokaneAirports.net. Spokane International Airport, when it's time to fly.
And that ball game from the McCarthy Athletic Center where 6th-ranked Gonzaga takes down St. Mary's 73-65. Zags win their 15th in a row to go to 10-0 in WCC play and 22-1 on the season. From the Learfield Network studios, I'm Wyatt Kopelman. Now for a good look back at the best moments from Gonzaga's first of 2 games against St. Mary's this season. These 2 teams don't meet again until February 28th, the final game of the regular season. But, man, if this game was foreshadowing for anything, then these 2 clubs near the top of the WCC, they may be in store for another great rematch down at St. Mary's come February. Zags got their leading scorer back in the rotation tonight after his 3-game absence. And as great as he's been at scoring around the rim this season, would give Gonzaga a lift from elsewhere early in the first half.
Down the floor to Smith. He's slowed down by Dent to Ike trailing. He'll catch and shoot. The 3 is good. All net. Zags 9, Gales 2.
Good job by Graham of trailing the play. Great start offensively for Gonzaga. Shoots 60%.
Graham Ike got the Dogs the lead that they would look for early on, but Gonzaga would test St. Mary's defense in transition early on, too.
The corner, Worley. 7 seconds to shoot. Jalen gives it up to St. Spirit. Filling on the wing on the right side. Bounce back to Worley on the pick and roll. He finishes through contact. The foul. Jalen's headed to the free throw line. Zags lead is 17-9.
Great side DHO action right there. Caught St. Mary's sleeping, so the slip pass was there.
Senior guard Jalen Worley would help give Gonzaga some early insurance. Worley came into tonight averaging nearly 7.5 points and 5.3 rebounds per game. He would finish with 10 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists in 33 minutes, despite picking up 4 fouls. St. Mary's would slice Gonzaga's lead down to 1, nearly 12 minutes into the second half. But the Zags would go back to the experienced forward they trusted to get them to first place in the WCC weeks ago.
Grant Foster, rebound, long pass up the floor, finish for Ike, foul on St. Mary's. Zags making a little run of their own and trying to establish themselves again. It's 27-22.
Terrific pass. That's free throw line. It's a free throw line on a dart off a rebound by Tyon Grant Foster. That's on the money.
Ike would lead Gonzaga with 14 points on 5 for 8 shooting in the first half. But the Zags went into the locker room behind 38-34. And to start the second half, they would look to another forward who also doesn't shoot the long ball all that often.
Picks up his dribble on the left wing, finds Innocente wide open in front of the GU bench. That 3 is good. All net, and the Zags have tied it at 46.
2 threes for Innocente in the second half. Great defensive possession.
Just the 16th triple of the season for junior forward Emmanuel Innocente. Averages just under 5 points per game this season. And again, the Zags would only lead by single digits and be forced to execute in the half court down the stretch of the second half. Need an answer? Enter the WCC's double-doubles leader.
I want to work on the freshman, gets into the paint, kicks back out. Ike open at 3-point line, fakes a jumper. Wessel slips and falls. Graham hammers it home with 2 hands, leaving the big fella on the floor. Zags by 6.
A beautiful shot fake. He's made a 3 earlier in the first half. Wessel's bid on it, fell down.
third 30-point game of the season for Ike and the second 30-point performance in his last 3 outings. Ike pours in 30 points, 4 threes, and 4 rebounds in return from a 3-game absence. But even though he came into tonight with only 9 triples, he would keep firing in the final minutes.
4 seconds to shoot. He'll step back. They leave him open. He shoots the 3 and hits the 3-point shot. Campbell retreated. Graham knocked down his third 3 of the night. The lead is back to 10. It's 71-61.
What a weird sequence. They had him covered, and like you said, they just backed off him.
And the Zags wouldn't give up an 8-point lead in the final 35 seconds of the second half. Gonzaga shoots 47% from the floor. Defense got it done, too. Held St. Mary's to 34%, just 6 of 21 from downtown. They also shared the ball well offensively, got 18 assists, and that all adds up to a 73-65 win at the Kennel. Zags go to 10-0 in WCC play, 22-1 before they go off to Portland's come February 4th. We have some post-game player interviews coming up in just a few moments. We also get a chance to hear from a member of the coaching staff. Gonzaga takes down St. Mary's 73-65. Time to step aside for a moment. And when we come back, we'll hear those interviews. But first, before we get there, let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves. This is Gonzaga men's basketball from Learfield.
Your home for Gonzaga basketball. KFOO 96.1 FM Opportunity, an iHeart radio station.
Once more, the final from the Kennel. Gonzaga 73, St. Mary's 65. Zags stay undefeated in conference play, and they keep that top spot in WCC play. Wyatt Kopelman saying so long from now. It's back over to Tom Hudson and Adam Morrison, who bring us the post-game reactions from all of them back at the Kennel. This is the Gonzaga Sports Network from Learfield.
Look, I'm not going to tell you you have to have a Camel's Rewards card when you come to Northern Quest. You don't. You don't have to earn points on every dollar you spend here or enjoy prize entries, dining discounts, pre-sale concert tickets, and so on. Heck, you don't even have to receive free cash money for doing what you already do here. After all, free country, right? Camel's Rewards for all the ways you play.
The season is heating up, and ICCU is proud to be a sponsor of Gonzaga University Athletics. From tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first game to March's biggest moments, we're cheering on the Zags and supporting fans every step of the way. With powerful digital tools, local service, and a commitment to community, ICCU is your financial partner on and off the court. ICCU, looking after your daily balance. Let's go, Zags!
Support Gonzaga basketball through NIL. Zags Collective is the leading NIL collective supporting Zags student athletes through name, image, and likeness. Zags Collective creates opportunities for student athletes to engage with the community and grow their brand. Plus, you get access to autograph sessions, exclusive events, and more. Become a member today. Go to ZagsNILCollective.com and get started.
Spokane International Airport is a proud sponsor of Gonzaga Athletics. The airport connects Zags fans and alums with over 60 daily departures to more than 20 nonstop destinations provided by 7 major airlines, as well as one-stop connections to most major metropolitan centers throughout the U.S. Real-time arrival and flight departure information is available at SpokaneAirports.net. Spokane International Airport, when it's time to fly.
Back on the post-game show. Brian Michelson joins us now to talk about the Bulldogs' 73-65 win over visiting St. Mary's. B-Mike, great college basketball atmosphere. Another great start for your team, and then just turned into a whale of a game. A lot of emotions, I would imagine, through a game that went back and forth, but another great job by your guys.
Yeah, great start. Great finish. It was probably 20 great minutes in total. The 20 minutes in the middle were really tough, including I think they scored 12 points in the last 90 seconds of the first half. Like, we made every mistake under the sun. But the guys fought, they competed, and there was some just unbelievable efforts out there.
And Brian, I think when you look at one of the biggest numbers, you had 9 turnovers in the first half. You had 1 that came in the last 4 minutes. I mean, what a huge turnaround there. And that they seemed to all come in spurts, right? You were at 4, and then it went to 9, it felt like, and like 3 or 4 possessions, but you did a great job taking care of it in the second half.
And that's what brought him into the game. We had it under control. You can't turn the ball over against St. Mary's, and different than past years, they ran it down our throat. I mean, 15 fast break points for St. Mary's. They killed us in the open floor, like killed us. And that was turnover based. In the second half, we at least made them play in the half court, and our half court numbers were pretty good. I mean, you look at the 2-point defense, great. 3-point defense, good. And unfortunately, some of those were self-inflicted. Unbelievable job on the boards. Obviously, we always talk about how elite St. Mary's is, and we were +5. That's probably a little deceptive because we missed so many free throws, and they rebounded those. I mean, that's probably closer to like a +10 in live action. But really, really proud of our defensive effort. And then Graham just carried us down the stretch. He makes free throws. Those threes are easy for him, like easy. And, he could easily have a game this year, where he pops out there and hits 5 or 6 without B-Huff. So we were really happy with that. That's a shot we felt good about. And then, Emmanuel, we saw something they did defensively, and he's got a beautiful stroke. We knew he'd be open, and he buried 2 huge ones. But no, Graham, E were amazing. And then I don't know how we just keep talking what we're going to say about Jalen Worley. It's I don't think I've seen one like this. He's +25 in an 8-point game. I mean, +25. So that means that we were -17 in the 8 minutes he sat with fouls. I mean, that's a wild number. Our next highest plus is an 8 at Graham. I mean, +17 on the next guy. It's everything. I mean, we just keep talking about it. The offensive rebound putbacks, the drives, the defense on both Morauskas and Dent. It was a really special effort.
Yeah, and, I thought Tyon, too, sneakily, right? I know he struggled at the free throw line some, but he had some rebounds. He got to the rim a couple of times. I mean, the one that he pulled out of the air in the second half. I mean, he just made some great plays for you tonight.
He did. And we've been on him about the rebounding. He needs to have 7 rebounds minimum every night, and he went and got those. He at least put foul pressure on him. I know he missed the free throws. Our free throw shooting was horrible. We got to get that fixed. But all of a sudden, Wessel's fouls out because Tyon pins those fouls on him. And then, hey, Tyon got us the inside-out 3, and Tyon dropped a dime to Jalen as part of that huge run. So the foul pressure and the way he found guys was great on that end. And then, like he does, I mean, looked like Mikey Lewis had a wide-open 3. We know how Mikey Lewis has torched us in the past and block shot to a shot clock violation. It's kind of his specialty. So, he did a lot of good things. And then I was really proud of Mario's second half. Really proud of he brought us home. He hit a huge 3, made free throws, controlled the tempo. A lot of good things for a young freshman.
Hey, Brian, what a great step. 2 games up on St. Mary's now with a win here, and obviously 1 up on Santa Clara with a win in your back pocket against them. And we haven't been in that situation here these last couple of years. Nice to be in a spot where you're feeling really good going out on the road.
Yeah, we haven't been, but now everything's on the road. Like, we had to be in this position because we had Santa Clara, St. Mary's, and USF at home. Now we're going 3 straight weeks. Means, I guess, Santa Clara and USF are back-to-back on the road. 2 on the road this week. Like, this thing was so backloaded that, we had to be in this position. Obviously, those other 3 now get everything at home. So huge win tonight, but as big, every bit as big, road trip next week. And Portland's playing better, especially at home. And Oregon State's winning a lot of games at home. I think this is one of those weekends where they're probably the 2 most drastic teams in terms of their home records. They're way over 500, and they've struggled on the road a little bit. So we got to get some rest, and we got to be ready to go Monday for practice, because we got a huge week coming up, and 2 road wins would put us in a nice position.
All right, Brian, thanks for coming out. Appreciate it.
Thanks,
That's Brian Michelson talking about the Bulldogs win here, 73-65, 8-point victory for the Zags as they move to 10-0 in West Coast Conference play. We're going to take a quick break. We've got more post-game coverage coming your way next. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from their field.
Hey fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
We care about your safety. If you need to break ground on a new outdoor project, be aware that buried electric and natural gas lines can be anywhere. It's the law to call 811 at least 2 business days before you dig. Spray paint white lines showing your dig zone, and a crew will mark the utility lines. Mark accuracy zone is within 2 feet of the mark, so always hand dig to expose the line first. Call 811 before you dig. The service is free for residential customers. Avista, we just want you to be safe.
Look, I'm not going to tell you you have to have a Camus Rewards card when you come to Northern Quest. You don't. You don't have to earn points on every dollar you spend here or enjoy prize entries, dining discounts, pre-sale concert tickets, and so on. Heck, you don't even have to receive free cash money for doing what you already do here. After all, free country, right? Camus Rewards for all the ways you play.
Marsh McLennan Agency is a proud sponsor of Gonzaga Sports. When it comes to insurance, how hard does your team really work for you? At Marsh McLennan Agency, we do the shopping for the right insurance carrier, ensuring you get the right coverage tailored to your needs. Our local experts are dedicated to providing personalized service backed by the resources of Marsh, the global leader in insurance. Visit MMANorthwest.com and get started on finding a better insurance coverage for you. Go Zags!
Over visiting St. Mary's. They remain undefeated in West Coast Conference play 10-0. An American Credit Union money answers for people who know Gonzaga does in fact exist. Plus, show your Bulldog pride with your Zags debit card offered only at America, federally insured by NCUA. Manuel Innocente out of the locker room to talk about this one. And Manny, congrats. That was a whale of a game that you played today.
Thank you.
Tell me about it a little bit.
I mean, after last year, we lost twice during the conference game. I took the game personal. Like, I wanted to win so bad. The fan support was amazing. I got the energy from them too. So I was just out there having fun and helping my team.
Knocked down a couple threes. We know you can shoot. You and I joke every time I talk to you. It seems like you're sitting here and you've knocked down some threes, but we know you can shoot. You had a couple of real big ones tonight. How did it feel?
I mean, at the beginning of the season, I was feeling more confident with my shot. Shot was going in. And then later going on, it got a little bit rough. But I stay consistent, going every day at the gym at night, working on my shot and stay strong mentally. And I know I can shoot, so I just need to find my confidence back.
Yeah, well, you found it tonight, huh? Knocked down a couple. That was great to see. And then, Emmanuel, I love breaking it down a little bit and going beyond just what you see in the box score on this paper. You had that steal. They had Morauskas, and they thought they were going to get it to him, and he was going to post you up, and you know they were going to cut the lead, I think, to 3 at that point. What a great play by you. Describe that for us.
I mean, I saw the point looking at him from far away, and I saw him like trying to take position on me, and I was like, he's gonna pass in the ball soon. So I was just fighting, winning the spot. So as soon as he threw the ball, I was like, I gotta get it, no matter what.
Yeah, you got it. You found Graham. Graham found Jalen, and Jalen got the bucket. And I thought really one of the keys there with about 4 minutes left to help get that lead back up to 7 points. What a great opportunity. Playing tonight in front of this crowd, how much fun was it? There was a lot of juice in here tonight.
I mean, I was so excited. The energy was insane. I've never been a court like that. And every time we play at home, the support is amazing. Like, we can never complain about that. Either we win, either we lose. The fans, they bring it up every time. So we got to be proud of that. And it's not like that everywhere. So it's a special place.
To be proud of Graham a little bit tonight, I would imagine, too, huh?
I missed him. We missed him.
We did miss him a little bit, huh? Yeah, it's just a little easy to score with him getting going. And I thought it was kind of interesting to watch, right? Because he got a couple, and then it looked like maybe he forced 1 or 2 because he's starting to feel a little bit. But then, boy, when he got into that rhythm, that's fun to watch.
I mean, he's unstoppable. Like, he's a beast. Having a guy like that in your team is beneficial. Like, you can give it the ball, you're going to make something happen every time. So it's amazing.
Hey, I forgot to ask B-Mike about this, but I'll ask you because you're pretty darn good in the defensive end. These last 4 games, you played the 3 without Braden and Graham, and then he came back tonight. But if I'm looking at this right, 36%, 38%, 40%, and 34% has been the field goal percentage for your opponents. What have you guys got going on the defensive end?
I mean, we take everything personal when we play against other teams, especially games like St. Mary's. We know they're tough games. We know we got to pay attention to every little details in defense. And we got each other's back. That's basically that. Like, we know if I pressure the ball, someone got my back behind me. If I get beat, someone got me. And I got someone when they get beat, you know? So the connection that we have, it's amazing. And we got to keep going on this path.
Hey, I was just talking to B-Mike about this, and you've been here for a couple of years now. We've been in kind of a position of, we're looking up. We're playing catch-up.
Yeah.
It has to feel nice to be in a position where everybody's kind of trying to catch you as we get ready to head out on the road.
Yeah, I mean, winning game is amazing. Like, you can be bored of winning. And it's something you got to be focused on every day, because at the end of the day, that's the thing that matters the most. You can have a bad night, a good night. People are going to remember that you won, not that you play great, So, yeah.
Great stuff. Back on the road, huh?
Yeah, yes, sir.
I'll take it out there. Emmanuel, thanks for coming out. I appreciate it. It's wonderful talking to you. That's Emmanuel Innocente. He got to double figure tonight with 10, some big defensive plays as well. He was all over Dent, the point guard, all night long, and helped the Bulldogs come up with tonight's 73-65 win that moves them to 10-0 in West Coast Conference play. Again, 15 straight wins for the Bulldogs now as they knock off St. Mary's by this 8-point margin. Well, Gonzaga basketball brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Visit Toyota.com or your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. We're going to take a look at our final stats when we come back. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from Learfield.
New Year, same extra value meals at McDonald's. So now get 2 snack wraps plus fries and a medium soft drink for just $8.
For limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Hawaii, Alaska, and California, and for delivery. Booking.com has stays for absolutely anyone. Imagine you're a bride with commitment issues. You book a nice, safe, reliable hotel, but there's free cancellation just in case. If a nervous bride can find their perfect stay, anyone can. Booking.com, booking.yeah.
Gain Super Flings are here to take your laundry to the next level.
Talking about Gain Super Flings. Super-sized laundry packs. These things are huge. Super fresh, super clean. Gain Super Flings.
Gain Super Flings laundry packs have 4 times the Oxy cleaning power and 3 times the Febreze freshness versus Gain Original Liquid.
Super fresh, super clean. Gain Super Flings.
Gain Super Flings for next level laundry.
A new documentary film from Paris Hilton.
I've loved music ever since I was a little girl.
What's your name again? Paris.
I think when people would see me out at night, they just saw this carefree girl. I knew somewhere deep down that if I listened to all those hateful comments out there in the world, that I would never recover. So I decided to own the narrative.
Paris Hilton's Infinite Icon, a visual memoir playing only in theaters January 30th.
Together.
And we're back on the post-game show. The Zags are winners. 73-65 is the final score. Gonzaga is victorious. The Bulldogs are 10-0 in West Coast Conference play, and they knock off St. Mary's for the first time in 3 games here in Spokane. So Gonzaga, with the 30-point performance from Graham Ike, his second 30-point game of the season, his 9th 20-point contest, leads the way for Gonzaga. 30 points on 11 of 20 shooting. He was 3 out of 5 shooting threes. Graham had that big game against Creighton knocking down threes, and then 3 for 5 tonight against St. Mary's. Also a perfect 5 of 5 at the free throw line. So Ike with 30 points in tonight's game, joined in double figures by Jalen Worley, who finished with 10. He was 5 of 7 from the field. Emmanuel Innocente, who we just spoke with, is also into double figures. 10 points for him. He was 4 out of 9, but knocked down 2 big threes for the Bulldogs. Rest of the scoring for Gonzaga, Mario St. Superi had a nice second half. He finished with 9 points. Mario scored 4 in the first half, but made a couple of big ones, knocked down that 3 in the second half on his way to 9. 5 points for Tyon Grant Foster tonight. Adam Miller finished with 4. Davis Fogel had 3 tonight. Braden Smith finished with 2 points in tonight's game. The Bulldogs end up shooting 27 out of 58 from the field. That's good for 46.6%. The Bulldogs 6 out of 17 shooting threes, and then 13 out of 21 at the free throw line. So, Mo, when you just break down some of these offensive numbers for the Zags, the 6 out of 17, 5 out of 11 in the second half, and huge opportunities for the Bulldogs to knock down some big ones. Manny obviously got the Zags going. He knocked down that 3, but boy, you talk about something that you really needed, and the Bulldogs finally knocked down some threes after 2.5 games where they really struggled.
Yeah, it just goes to show how much importance it is to make shots. And we say it all the time, and it sounds like such a kind of shallow way to be an analyst. Make shots. Well, it just makes a difference when you can space the floor, and then defenses really have to key on that aspect of the game. They can't sag off and things of that nature. And once Manny got those going, it kind of helped us. And like we said, we don't have to be perfect. Yep. But 6 for 18, I talk about it. Effective field goal percentage, okay, that's 18 points on 17 shot attempts, but in theory, a point. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, at least get to that, and you're going to be fine. So, I was really happy for our guys to kind of step it up in the second half from beyond the arc.
Yeah, Manny's 2 threes. He made one after St. Mary's had opened up its biggest lead at 44-38. That was with about 16 and a half minutes to play. Manny knocked out a 3 to cut it to 44-41. His second one tied things up at 46 apiece. So those were the first 2 threes made by the Bulldogs in the second half, as he scored in bunches. As a matter of fact, as I'm going back and kind of looking through my chicken scratch here, Mo, it looks like Manny's 10 points all came pretty much in a row there in the second half. And then the Bulldogs got a couple more. Graham hit one, Mario hit one in the second half. Graham actually ended up hitting 2 of his threes after halftime. So the Bulldogs 5 out of 11 shooting the 3 ball in the second half. Again, they shoot 46.6% overall from the field. Meanwhile, Joshua Dent finished with 16 points on 6 of 12 shooting. He's 1 of 3 shooting threes, 3 assists, 4 turnovers for their starting point guard. One thing, Mo, that we didn't really dive deep into is Morauskas, the leading scorer in the league, 15 points. He was 5 out of 14 from the field. He was 4 of 9 to start the game, so made 1 field goal in the second half on 5 attempts. Mm-hmm. There were stretches in that first half where you were like, "Oh boy, look out!" Yeah. And then he tried to force a few. It looked like, but just really a nice job to get things figured out.
Yeah, we've talked about it, especially in the past. We prided ourselves defensively of holding their best player under his numbers, and that's exactly what we did tonight, and made it difficult. I thought he went a little bit too much one-on-one from a St. Mary's standpoint, because we don't usually see that from a St. Mary's player. Obviously, Randy knows what he's got, but it was kind of some force, like you said, multiple dribbles, 5, 6, 7 dribbles. That usually is so hard to score and hard to win that way. But credit to Jalen Worley, credit to Inocente and Tyon. That's 3 pretty big, strong bodies, athletic bodies that you probably don't see night in and night out from the rest of the league. So a lot of good things from this win, man. Obviously beat St. Mary's for the last time in conference play in this building is terrific, but just kind of to grind it out and have some back and forth, and then make critical plays down the stretch really feels good.
Yeah, the Bulldogs win it by 8. Again, 3 players gets double figures for St. Mary's, but the Gales are held to just 34% shooting. They were 18 out of 53, 6 out of 21 shooting threes for St. Mary's. And I think one of the things that we've seen in the last couple games here, Mo, were just back-breaking threes by St. Mary's. We talked about Mikey Lewis last year. Of course, Aiden Mahaney a couple of years ago when, he stuck the big one. They've had some big-time shots, and to the Zags' credit tonight, it didn't feel like that happened. There were a couple of, mistakes at the three-point line where they made us pay, but it never felt like it was just raining down and the game flipped because they were making those threes. Yeah,
once we corrected the overhelping on Wessels early in the first half, and I thought Coach Fee was going to lose his mind, and I was on the radio. I was like, what are we doing? We took away the opportunity to kind of have those back-breaking shots. And so, it's been a while since – we won the conference tournament last year, but it's been a while since we've had St. Mary's not make some of those too, and it's been refreshing. Like, all right, you're not going to throw in a couple prayers on us and sneak out of here with a win or get some momentum when you don't really deserve it. So credit to our guys. Our defense the last 4 games has been fantastic, and it's really anchored our 4-game stretch since Huff has gone down.
St. Mary's the leading free throw shooting team in the country. That number is going to go up. They're 81% as a group. They shot 92% tonight, 23 out of 25 to give themselves a chance. But the Bulldogs outscore St. Mary's 39-27 in the second half, and they pick up the win 73-65. So, again, the Bulldogs are now 10-0 as they get ready to head out on the road. We'll play at Portland Wednesday and then travel to Corvallis to take on the Beavs on Saturday afternoon. If you're listening on the network, it is time to say so long. Our next broadcast is the Mark Few Radio Show. That is coming up on Monday. Our next game broadcast will come your way from Portland, as the Bulldogs and the Pilots meet for the first time this year. The Zags and Portland, 7 o'clock tip, 6:30 pregame to get you ready for that one. If you're on 590 AM, 96.1 FM, please stick around. We've got more postgame coverage coming your way next. Zags win 73-65 behind the triumphant return of Graham Ike, who scored 30 points to lead the Bulldogs to the win. We're back after this. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from their field.
You've been listening to Gonzaga Basketball, brought to you by Numerica. Numerica Credit Union. Life moves. Live well. Federally insured by NCUA. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation of the Gonzaga Sports Network.
Hey fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
At Papa Murphy's, we hand make delicious pizza from scratch every day so that you can bake it to perfection in your oven just the way you like it. Introducing Stuffed Mondays. Every Monday, get any large stuffed pizza for only $16.99. That's over 4 pounds of pizza, fresh from your oven. Enough to feed the whole family. Papa Murphy's Stuffed Mondays. They make great pizza so you can make the pizza great. Offer available in store only. Call ahead to order.
Living a healthy, happy life is built on a foundation of good habits, wholesome foods, plenty of sleep, regular exercise, and for women, a breast cancer risk assessment by age 25, and annual screening mammograms beginning at 40. Our convenient Spokane area locations make scheduling your mammogram easy. Schedule your exam today. Call 509-455-4455 or visit www.inlandimaging.com/appointments.
We are back at the McCarthy Athletic Center. Gonzaga wins over St. Mary's 73-65. Visit Spokane, home of the Gonzaga Bulldogs. This busy city along the roaring Spokane River Gorge has it all. Culinary, beer, wine, entertainment, and outdoor adventure, whether you already live in the area or if you're looking for a vacation. Start planning adventures now. Go to visitspokane.com. Live like a Zag. Rebounding numbers +5 for the Zags. When we talked about that being a big number, we talked about hanging around, right?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, not having Braden Huff and not kind of knowing what that fight was going to look like. +5, and like B-Mike pointed, I think it's a really great point. If you don't miss all those free throws, you know how many of those rebounds came for St. Mary's on missed free throws that are pretty easy ones to go get. I mean, you're probably closer to +9, +10. Just a magnificent job on the glass.
Yeah, it was a team effort, and guys understood the assignment, and there was a lot of face blocking guys out underneath the basket, and that's what you kind of have to do against them because they rotate and they stick a big on the opposite block every. So your point guards and your perimeter guys sometimes just have to go take a guy out of the play, and then you have to go clean it up. So it was terrific effort. It's been really good since the 4-game stretch here. And it's got to be done by committee, and especially against a really good St. Mary's team that just, tries to get you to take you to deep water, right? Yeah. They just say, okay, it's fine. And then all of a sudden you look up, you're down 12, and then they've hit 3 threes off kickouts and, blah, blah, blah. And then you're, oh my God, how did we lose? And that's what happened last year in a couple of those games. We were just like, man, we cannot win any of these 50-50 balls. I think tonight we won the majority of those.
7 rebounds apiece for Worley and Grant Foster to lead the way for Gonzaga in that category. Bulldogs win 73-65. Gonzaga now 22-1, 10-0 in West Coast Conference play. Coach Few addressing the media after this win over St. Mary's keeps his team atop the WCC standings.
Oh, wow. The biggest thing was just the turnovers. We had 9 turnovers in the first half, and they were just most of them of just a crazy variety and just bizarre. So, I mean, once we shored that up and then hit our coverages, what we were trying to do. And again, some of these guys, this is, big crowd, and they're maybe overhyped or overexcited, but we missed several coverages there. We even missed 2 coverages at the start of the second half. But then, man, we really settled in and started playing really, really good defense, which this group has done, and took care of the ball. And that was literally the whole key.
Graham back and getting 30.
Yeah. I mean, it's just amazing he was out 10 days or so and practiced, I think, twice or three times. But and then against that front line, I mean, that front line is huge and physical and hard to generate easy points against. And to find his way into 30 is, just incredible.
What can you say about Emmanuel? He had that 10-point burst in the second half, but first half he was on Morauskas, then he was on Dent in the second half, just his game overall.
No, and he did a great job. I mean, like St. Mary's always does, they're going to put you through a million ball screens with big physical guys setting them and really, really smart, crafty guards executing. And I mean, he guarded it time and time again spectacularly, as did Jalen Worley. I mean, and they both did a nice job on Morauskas. Morauskas is a heck of a player. We did a nice job. I mean, he got 15, but it was on 14 shots. So.
Tell me Coach Few's thoughts after the Zags knock off St. Mary's, snapping the Gales' 2-game win streak in Spokane. The Bulldogs 10-0 in West Coast Conference play. We've got a quick break. More post-game coverage coming your way next year. Listen to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from their field.
Marsh McLennan Agency is a proud sponsor of Gonzaga Sports. When it comes to insurance, how hard does your team really work for you? At Marsh McLennan Agency, we do the shopping for the right insurance carrier, ensuring you get the right coverage tailored to your needs. Our local experts are dedicated to providing personalized service backed by the resources of Marsh, the global leader in insurance. Visit MMANorthwest.com and get started on finding a better insurance coverage for you. Go Zags!
We care about your safety. If you need to break ground on a new outdoor project, be aware that buried electric and natural gas lines can be anywhere. It's the law to call 811 at least 2 business days before you dig. Spray paint white lines showing your dig zone, and a crew will mark the utility lines. Mark accuracy zone is within 2 feet of the mark, so always hand dig to expose the line first. Call 811 before you dig. The service is free for residential customers. Avista, we just want you to be safe.
Spokane International Airport is a proud sponsor of Gonzaga Athletics. The airport connects Zags fans and alums with over 60 daily departures to more than 20 nonstop destinations provided by 7 major airlines, as well as one-stop connections to most major metropolitan centers throughout the U.S. Real-time arrival and flight departure information is available at SpokaneAirports.net. Spokane International Airport, when it's time to fly.
Another win for the Zags. Their only blemish on the season, the loss to Michigan in the Players Era Championship back in November. The Bulldogs picking up the win here to go to 22-1 on the season, and they lead the WCC at 10-0. Well, Zag fans, tonight's game was brought to you by ICCU, proud supporter of Gonzaga Athletics and your financial fan club. ICCU proudly supports Gonzaga Athletics and the communities we serve. ICCU helping members achieve financial success. Mo, we talked about the turnover situation for the Bulldogs. Just one turnover came with, about 4 minutes left in the game in the second half. But it was really weird because it all just happened in bunches, right? There were 4 turnovers, I think, at the 10-minute mark of the first half. And then it felt like it was just boom, just real quick. And that's when St. Mary's got back in the basketball game. But after that thing got shored up, the Bulldogs did a really nice job. They scored 39 points in the second half, taking care of the ball.
Yeah, it was something that needed to be addressed, and you can't turn the ball over, and especially in a shorter possession game that St. Mary's, tries to get you into. And then obviously each turnover is more magnified if that's the case. And we took care of the basketball and did the right things and, made the right plays. And it's crazy when you just make shots and come to a 2-foot jump stop and throw it to the open guy, how crazy things look and how much better it is.
Mo, here's a quick one before we hear from Graham. But 17 second chance points for the Bulldogs tonight. I don't know, that's a number you would have thought. 11 offensive rebounds for the Bulldogs. Just 5 second chance points for St. Mary's. And we talked about it. I mean, Wessels is a good rebounder. And McKeever, I think, is a good rebounder. But a lot of times it's, we talk about it's tipping out and getting those extra possessions, not just them grabbing their rebounds. But, I mean, the fact that you're grabbing 11 offensive boards and then going back up against those big fellas and delivering, that's a big number as I sit and look at these stats.
Yeah, it's a big number, and it just, it really just goes to the not the theory, but what we've seen from this team lately is just a better mentality as a unit on the glass and understanding kind of what's at stake as far as giving up size and efficiency around the rim, so they have to do it, like I said, by committee. So I was just really impressed with this win. This is a really good win. Obviously, it's going to turn into a quad one, but just beating St. Mary's, had some bad stretches, turned the ball over, and then cleaned everything up and really came to play in the second half, shot the ball well, made the subsequent, great defensive plays, outlet passes. You know what I mean? We just had it was a good basketball win. I'm really happy for these guys.
Zags win it by 8. Graham Ike back after a 3-game absence. Finished with 30 points. Here are his thoughts after coming back with his second 30-point game of the year.
Graham, how do you feel after playing 37 minutes tonight after the long layoff? What did it take to kind of deliver that way, and how excited are you to get back on the court?
It's just great to be back with the guys, man. Found a newfound love for this game and this team just when being out. And it's a true blessing to play this game. Can't take it for granted, and I'm just glad to be back with such great guys.
What did you make of what the team did without both you and B have the last 3 games?
Yeah, they held it down, as I knew they would. Super, super relentless, and just our ability to overcome adversity, no matter who's on the floor, is just so great. It started with the 7 a.m.s in the summer. Coach built the callus for us to overcome adversity. We knew adversity would hit, maybe not this hard, but we still roll with the punches, man. We cut it going. We kept it going. And I'm just so proud of these guys.
That's Graham Ike coming back after not playing for 3 games, and he carried the workload. 37 minutes nearly played, finished with 30 points to lead the Zags to the win. Wyatt Kopelman is standing by in our Learfield, North Carolina studios with our post-game show score update. Wyatt, take it away.
All right, thank you, Tom and Adam. What a game it was out in Spokane as the Zags take down St. Mary's 73-65. Wyatt Kopelman back inside the Learfield Network studios. Now for one final look around WCC basketball and the top 25. Pacific and San Francisco faced off tonight at War Memorial Gym down in San Francisco as the Dons took down Pacific 87-82. San Francisco goes to 14-10 on the season. Meanwhile, Pacific falls to 15-9. Pacific tried for its 4th straight game for the first time since the 2019-2020 season. Pacific now 6-5 in the WCC and 15-8 overall. Santa Clara Broncos all over Loyola Marymount. They take down that win 104-73 on the road. Loyola Marymount falls to 11-13. Santa Clara 9.